On the banks of the Long Island Sound, right here in Fairfield, Connecticut, it is the Lehigh Mountain Hawks and the Fairfield Stags. Welcome inside Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Logan Rundy with you alongside Drew Gray. It's a very interesting matchup. Two teams coming off big wins. Let's start with the visiting Lehigh Mountain Hawks. Got a nice win on Tuesday night, 88-85 at Cincinnati on the road. That's a big-time win for them, especially to start off the year. Then you go to Fairfield, who on Wednesday made a statement win against a Power 5 team, 75-63 win at Villanova. Two teams haven't met since 2017. The last time they got to it was over in Lehigh, Pennsylvania. Let me tell you something, Drew. The two teams haven't been here in Fairfield, and since the players were in elementary school. 2013 was the last time we were played in this arena. And plus, it wasn't even this arena. It was the old Alumni Hall. It'll be the first matchup at Leo D. Mahoney Arena between the two teams. Now, the first matchup was over 30 years ago in 1995. We weren't even born the first time they played again in Alumni Hall. The Stags have always struggled against Lehigh so far, 1-4 against them so far in their career. On 5 matchups, the only time they won was right here in this arena in 2005, the year we were born. Drew, great Lehigh team. The Stags struggle with them historically. What are the keys to the game for the Stags?
In terms of the Stags, I think defensively, just have to be very disciplined. I think they like to get out in transition specifically, and their offense really relies on a lot of off-ball movement. They set 35 ball screens all of last year, so they're going to be setting back screens, setting backdoor cuts, flare screens. So it's a lot of off-ball movement. So the Stags just need to be disciplined in that sense. And then offensively, my key for them is they just need to get into the paint, because this Lehigh team, they are very heavy helpers. And so when you get into the paint, they're going to collapse on you. And being the good shooting team that we are in Fairfield, we swing out to our shooters in the corners, out on the wings, and just keep spraying it out. And we shoot well. I think we should be very successful tonight.
Absolutely. Got 30 points in the paint in the last game at Villanova. Shot about 33% from the floor as well. The big problem was the other type of shooting. The other field goals, only 42% from the field. Not a terrible number. However, this Lehigh team, especially if they're going to switch a lot, is going to be very competitive on the three-point line. You got to be able to rotate the basketball, and the ball can't stick.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No, they are going to get up in your face. They're an aggressive defensive team. They like to get up in your face. So we just have to, as I said, we need to be disciplined on both sides of the ball. I'm really looking forward to this matchup because as you mentioned, pretty high scoring game. They beat Cincinnati by 3. Very solid. Basically Power 5 team. And they hung 88 points on them. So that tells me, as a Stags fan, that we have to be able to defend and be ready for them to come at us in transition.
Absolutely, and we're only one game in, so let's flip to last year.
Yep.
Lehigh, 27 wins in the Patriot League, lost in the tournament in the first round. Similar to the Stags, Stags had over 30 wins last year, lost in the first round of the tournament, as we know, to Kansas State. Mm-hmm. Two teams that are looking to go really far in this tournament. What are the keys for Lehigh to beat Fairfield?
I think the keys to beat Fairfield, I should say, for Lehigh are kind of what I said, the reverse of what I said in terms of they have to play their game. They have to execute well offensively, and defensively they have to be closing out on shooters. Because if we have a good shooting night, it could be a really rough night for them, in the terms of the way that they play defense. Alluding to some what you're going to talk about next, so I'll let you get right into that.
A lot of stars in this matchup.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Megan Anderson, MAC Player of the Year last year. She started off this season with a bang, 35 points, a career high to start off the year at Villanova against a Power 5 team. She got pretty much anywhere she wanted to on the floor, whether that was kick out for three-pointers, whether she did that patented spin move in the paint. She was on fire. However, on the other side of things, Lehigh got 2 prolific scorers as well. We'll start with Whitney Lind. Lind, the junior from Florence, Kentucky. She played 33 games last year, had 189 points, and more importantly, she shot 90% from the charity stripe. In the first game, She started her scoring just like she did last year, 25 points. Her counterpart, Jessie Alzado, had 26. They combined for 51. Alzado, the junior from Algonquin, Illinois. So you have two experienced shooters that are going to score the basketball. How do you limit them in this type of scenario?
Yeah, I mean, we have to be alert to shooters. And the other person that I will throw out there as well, that I personally noticed in watching their Cincinnati game was Ellie Mianis, the freshman from Illinois. She shot 3 for 5 from 3 as well. Not typically known as a three-point shooter, so they really have some solid options from the three-point line. In Lind, Mianis, and Osado, as you were mentioning. So we have to close out on shooters. It's just as simple as that.
Absolutely.
Really.
Mianis, the two-time All-State selection from Cary Grove. She was an 1,000-point scorer in 2 regional championships. She can definitely play as well. Let's take a look at the starting lineups tonight. Here, we're going to take a look at the starting lineups here in a second. The predicted starting lineups: Jill Herter, absolute prolific shooter off the bench. She's looking to get going tonight. She had 24 appearances last year, 5 starts on 4.9 points per game last year. Then you're going to have Katie Lamro. She started all 32 games last year, 12.4 points, and all-MAC second-team selection. The stud, Megan Anderson, 14.8 points per game. She shot almost 50% from the floor last year and was able to get that going as well. Other things to mention: Cyan Coe, the Bolton, Ontario native. She'll be in the starting lineup, 33 games last year. MAC All-Rookie team and a 2023 BioSteel All-Star Game MVP. Other people to mention: Lauren Beach, the prolific defender, the graduate student from Medway, Massachusetts. She'll be in providing more of a defensive spark, looking to get her scoring a little bit more as well. And then, of course, you're going to have Megan Anderson, like we mentioned. She's going to be the stud. You got to get the ball rolling through her as well. On the other side of it, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. First, you're going to have Alana Reddy. She's this first-year student from Sydney, Australia. Rookie of the Year in the Wharf New South Wales 1 Youth League. She's going to be really important for them. Grayson Lovett, the junior from San Rafael, California, 34 games last year. She played in every single Lehigh game that they competed in. 7 of those were starts as well. 141 points, so a big contributor for her in the starting lineup. They're going to get her spread out on the three-point line as well. Then you're going to have, as we mentioned, Jessie Alzado. She had the 26 points in game 1. She's going to try to drive the ball into the paint. She's going to kick out, especially to Lovett at the three-point line. Then you're going to have Whitney Lynn. She had 25. Lynn, again, Florence, Kentucky native, 75 rebounds, 30 assists. She can do pretty much all. She's going to be the real threat that Lehigh has. And then finally, to round it out, the senior Lily Fondre from Eagan, Minnesota. She had almost 10 points per game last year and tallied double figures in 16 of them. A lot of scoring, as we mentioned. How do you exploit that scoring as a defense if you're Fairfield?
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, I think one of the things that we really need to focus on as the Stags is we have to give them as much ball pressure as they're giving us. And they can shoot the ball. It's point blank period. They can shoot it. And so the other thing that I'll mention, kind of segueing into going back into Fairfield as well, is the emergence of two key players that were returning from injury. The first being the debut of Christina Pham, the star freshman for the Stags. She was the Gatorade Player of the Year in Massachusetts last year. And so she's going to be making her first appearance for the Stags tonight. So what you should know about her as a Stags fan, she can shoot the crap out of the ball.
Absolutely.
Shoot the crap out of the ball. And then on the other side of things, a kind of surprise return that we were not expecting tonight is that Nellie Brown is going to also be returning to the lineup. So really big emergences for the Stags tonight. Nellie Brown, obviously, lots of different accolades as a Stag. She was the Player of the Year in the MAC 2 years ago. So returning a lot of talent for the Stags tonight. So that's really just great to see.
Janelle Brown, the graduate student from Middle Island, New York, missed almost all of last year, tore her ACL against Villanova in November last year. As we mentioned, Christina Pham, she's the 1,000-point scorer from Noble and Greenhouse School, 3-time all-conference first team, and as we mentioned, she's an elite three-point shooter. However, the Stags are missing 2 individuals. They'll be without graduate guard Allie Campbell. She's from Penn State that she transferred in here. She's been dealing with back problems for the last 3 weeks. She will be unavailable. Then the junior, Casey Pryor, the three-point shooter that would come off the bench for the Stags more than likely. She is out with shin splints for the foreseeable future. Everybody else is healthy. You'll get Nellie Brown back. We'll see how much she will play tonight. I assume she'll be on a minutes restriction.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. And the other thing, just to kind of point out a couple other key players for the Stags, Sydney Scott will definitely see some run, obviously not starting, but she was the first off the bench in their game against Villanova, and I expect that to definitely be the case as well in this game. And then the other player to note is Milou Van Vliet. I think that she was the other player to come off the bench. The Stags only had a seven-woman rotation, I should say, in their first game. But I expect that to increase tonight with Nellie and CP back in the lineup. So we could be seeing anywhere from a 9 to maybe even 10 player rotation tonight from Carly Thibault-Dudonis.
One person I want to talk about that we were surprised we didn't see in game 1 of the year was Julia Carpel, the sophomore three-point specialist from Homedale, New Jersey. She had 18 points last year against Staten Island, but when we've been at the practices this year, she's absolutely lighting it up. If she were to get into the game tonight, how do you want to see the Stags use her in the offensive end?
Yeah, I mean, and as you kind of talked about, what she's known for is she's a prolific shooter. Simple as that. So, if she's going to get some run tonight, I would hope to see that they're going to run some plays for her, run some flares for her to catch the ball in the corner and shoot it. Because I think that she's really stacked some days as a Stag in practices this year. I think she's really taken a leap as a sophomore from her freshman year. So for her sake, I really hope that Carly decides to put her in the game tonight.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at our coaching matchups tonight. First, for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks, Addie Messier is the head coach. She's in her 7th season overall at Lehigh. This will be her 4th year as the Mountain Hawks head coach. Really had a lot of success. She's guided the Mountain Hawks to 17-13 overall record, 9-9 in the Patriot League, and of course got 27 wins last year. She's very active when she coaches. I don't know if you saw when you were preparing for this. Mm-hmm. She's going to be very active. She's very vocal, especially on the defensive end. What do you see from her? She's got a big challenge today. What does she need to do to prepare her players from an excellent Stags, not only offensive team, but a defensive team as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think she has to prepare them and let them know that, this is not a team to be messed with, honestly. And I think that these two teams, kind of like, honestly, Villanova and Fairfield, they both do play very similarly. There's a lot of off-ball movement, and they like to swing the ball, get out in transition, shoot the ball. I think it's going to be a pretty balanced matchup. So it's whatever team plays their game better, I think is going to ultimately win this matchup.
Let's take a look at Coach Carly Thibault-Dudonis. She has pretty much every accolade you could possibly have here. Right here in her 4th season here at Fairfield, 2023-2024 MAC Coach of the Year, 2023-24 KYAO National Coach of the Year. Again, she's got a great staff alongside with her as well. She'll have Erica Brown, Eric Johnson, Blake Dudonis, Dom Lewis is the graduate assistant, and then Alex McKinnon is the director of player operations.
And then the other thing that I'd like to note also is we have a very unique matchup tonight because both of these schools being mid-major schools, both Addie Messier and Carly Thibault-Dudonis are on the 2026 Kathy Delaney Smith mid-major Coach of the Year watch list. So kind of a unique thing in that sense. Great to see for two mid-major schools. So really looking forward to that coaching matchup as well.
It's a great matchup tonight. Drew is playing double duty tonight. He'll be singing the national anthem here, and I will stay with you for the next 10 minutes and talk you through some other points of the game. Drew will be back for the play-by-play and the general broadcast of the game. Let's take a look at some things that are pretty important for tonight's game. Nellie Brown, who was suspected to be out at least until Game 5 against New Haven, is available tonight. She will be, as we mentioned, on a limits restriction more than likely. She tore her ACL in last year's game against Villanova. The last time we spoke with her, she was able to induce contact. However, she was unable to take it. That was a couple weeks ago when I spoke with her at practice. Other things to mention, Katie Lamro led the Stags last year in turnovers. You've got to keep control of the basketball at all times. That is a big point of emphasis. And another thing to add, 0 bench points from last game's performance, I should say. Looking for contributions off the bench. Some other names we didn't mention it for the Stags. Well, Jalen Sackrider, she's the graduate student from Elma, Washington. She had 94 starts and 96 appearances and was the CCC Co-Defensive Player of the Year last year and averaged 12.8 points on almost 9 rebounds per game. Did not see her in Game 1, however, she will probably be available tonight as well. It'll be interesting. Coach Carly Tuivo-Dudanis does not always run 7 women off the total, but tonight, and last night I should say, she absolutely did. Let's take a look on the other side. A lot of contributions that you could see the other day. You're going to see Katie Hurt from Rochester, Minnesota. She appeared in 14 games last year, and then 14 games in between her first 2 seasons, so that's 28 total. In high school, she was the Big 9 all-conference selection and averaged 12 points a game on 6 rebounds and 4 assists. Another woman you might see is Keisha Dalticio. She's the sophomore from Concord, California. She played in 27 games, 27 assists, so 1 per game, and was Patriot League academic honor roll as well. Belle Bremer, Los Gatos, California native. She played in 31 games last year. You definitely see her. 126 points on 34 rebounds and 22 steals. The first year from Athens, Greece, Mirto Leonati, a 2-time Women's Cup winner and MVP. The Women's Rising Stars Final Four, a Greece national team member for U15 and up. So she played for U16 as well and all the way up here until she came over to the U.S. Really big threats here for the Stags, especially on the offensive end. As Drew mentioned earlier, there are some statistics that are really important, especially for the defensive side of things. First off, Lehigh only hit 68% of their free throws in game 1. However, they got 44 points in the paint, 22 points off the bench, and they allowed 22 points off turnovers in an 8-woman rotation. Mihanis Bramer hurt all off the bench, and then the starters, as we mentioned, had big minutes in that game as well. Some notes about Fairfield. Lamro again led the team with turnovers last year. Brown, it will be back. Campbell is out, Pham in. Megan Anderson, 35 points in game 1. Lamro added 17. Herder had 13 as well. Big issues that they need to address. The turnovers. Got to get some scoring off the bench. It must be available. As you are on the bench, you must be available because this is going to be a very physical game. As you mentioned, no ball screens from the Lehigh offense. So you're going to be running through screens if you are on the Fairfield defense. So it is going to be very, very physical. If you're Lehigh, this is a tough place to play. The Stags have gone 19-1 in conference, even though they're a non-conference opponent. All of the 19 wins at least came at home, or they had 9 wins on the road as well. The only loss last year came to Quinnipiac, but that was on the road, so it's very hard building. 3,500 seats here in Leo D. Mahoney Arena. You'll have an upper bowl, a lower bowl, which is pretty much full right now. This lower bowl is filling up. The upper bowl is relatively empty. You'll have the courtside seats as well. So we'll talk through everything that you need to know when we come back after this quick break. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
Stand under my umbrella, under my umbrella, under my umbrella, under my It's raining, raining, oh baby, it's raining, raining, baby, come in to me.
And if you want these kind of dreams, it's Californication. It's the edge of the world in all of Western civilization. The sun may rise in the east, at least it's settled in a final.
Welcome back inside Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Logan Rundy on the call with you. Drew Gray will be up here in a second. He'll be singing the national anthem, so I will be guiding you here to the start of the game. Let's talk about some important coaches for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. Addy Messier, the head coach, as we mentioned earlier. Keaton Crescentia, Allison Chernow, Sarah Santi, the assistants. Colleen McQuillan, the director of player operations. The Stags will be in all white with the red lettering on the names and the numbers. And the Lehigh Mountain Hawks will be in all green. Captains meeting at midcourt. Janelle Brown, the captain for Fairfield. She, I believe, is just getting the instructions here from midcourt, and we'll be underway here in just about 2 minutes. Important things to note here. This is the first meeting since 2017. That was back in Lehigh, where the Mountain Hawks took a 3-point win away from the Stags. Nor coaches, nor the players for Fairfield. Nobody was a part of that game. Due to the coaching staff, this is the 4th year, and then the players, obviously, there's no more. Janelle Brown, she would have been the closest. She came a year later. Let's take a look at some other important notes, especially on the Lehigh side of things. We mentioned earlier the ball screens. There are no on-ball screens. It will be all off-cutting for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks to get a lot of points from the three-point line, get a lot of points in the paint. Don't shoot a lot of two-point jump shots, so they're going to rotate the ball at a very efficient rate. Got to look out for that if you're the Stags. Can't get exploited off turnovers, and when you do force turnovers, you got to be able to get out and run as well. Turnovers have been in 13 in game 1 against Villanova for the Stags. Got to clean that up. However, if you force those turnovers, you can run on Lehigh. They allowed 22 points off turnovers in their game against Cincinnati. We're about 67 seconds away from tip-off here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. We'll be right back with opening tip-off is next.
That Hollywood sells Californication. Hey, a Sergeant Barry, while to break the spell of aging. Celebrity skin, is this your chin, or is that one you're waiting? Firstborn unicorn. A very young constellation, a teenage bride with a baby inside, getting high on information. And buy me a star on a boulevard, it's Californication. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. In Cobain, can you hear the singing songs off station to station? And Alderon's not far away, it's Californication. An earthquake's out to a girl's guitar, that's just another good vibration. And tidal waves couldn't save the world from California.
A red wine, God, I've had a little bit too much. All of the people stop to rush. That easy twisted dance, can't find my drink, I'm in. Where all my keys, I lost my phone.
Checking out that catalog. Can't believe my eyes, so many women without a flaw. And I ain't gon' give it up, steady trying to pick it up like a car. I'ma hit it, I'ma leave that black sun to it until tomorrow, yeah. Shorty, I can see that you got so much energy. The way you're twirling up them hips, round, getting right.
Welcome back inside Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Lehigh Mountain Hawks come here to visit the Fairfield Stags. Logan Rundy alongside with you. Drew Gray right beside me. Drew, congratulations. Great national anthem.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And now we're ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're ready to go.
The nerves are out. Oh, my gosh. That's a little squeaky. But we're ready to go.
Starting lineups are the exact same as we assumed. We're going to get going here momentarily. Few last notes here as we get going here at Fairfield University. Stags are going to roll out the same starting lineup as they play the video right now. The Mountain Hawks are going to roll the same one out as well. Leo D. Mahoney Arena has gone dark. It is time for Fairfield women's basketball. Drew, some final points as a practice player. I want to ask you, what have been the preparation points for the week? What does Fairfield have to do to ultimately get that win tonight?
You know, I think that honestly, my main point is, and I think that I was very pleased with Friday's practice. I was there on Friday for practice, and I think that what I noticed most was how well we were doing getting into the paint and spraying out for threes. I think if we shoot the ball well tonight and we get inside the paint, like I was talking about earlier, we get inside the paint, we spray it out from three. I think this is going to be a great night for the Stags.
Absolutely. The Stags looking to get their first home win Haven't lost at home in a very, very long time. Lehigh trying to play spoiler on opening night here in Leo D. Mahoney Arena. The smoke is going up. Megan Anderson, Jill Herder, Katie Lamro have been announced. 2 more, Cyan Coe and Lauren Beach will follow. Just a little bit of preference. Okay, we have the lower bowl filled pretty much here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Upper bowl a little bit empty, but I'm sure that'll change as the game goes on.
Yep.
All the courtside seating is full. The band ready to rock. The referees are doing their meeting right at the middle circle. Final preparations, Coach Carly Thibault-Dunas is giving with her team. Coach Addie Messier doing the same with hers. And we're just about ready to go for Fairfield basketball. The lights have turned on.
Let's go. I'm excited.
The Mountain Hawks will go from west to east in Leo D. Mahoney Arena. The Stags will go from east to west. The Mountain Hawks in all green tonight, and the Stags are in their classic all-white uniforms. Big game here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. The Stags haven't played since the loss to Kansas State at the NCAA tournament back in March. Same thing with Lehigh Mountain Hawks. They haven't played, at least at home I should say. They've played on the road both twice. Mountain Hawks have been on the road for the first 2 games. They will return home for their next game. Mountain Hawks trying to get to 2-0. The Stags doing the same thing. Welcome to Leo D. Mahoney Arena. It's game time here. Mountain Hawks haven't faced them since 2017, and Lehigh has been dominating this matchup for the last 30 years, and the Stags have only taken that game 1 time back in 2005, as we mentioned. We're just about ready to go here. Logan Rundy, Drew Gray. Fondre will take the tip for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. Anderson will be the counterpart for Fairfield. It's great to be with you here on this windy but relatively warm Saturday night here in Fairfield. Referee, center official, bounces the ball up. Fondre Cyan Coe will take Megan Anderson's place, and we are ready to go here at Fairfield Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Coe wins the tip. Anderson will control. Lamro will start with the point guard. Guarded by Lovett. Screen from Cyan Coe on Levitt. Lamro dribbles, loses control for a second, gets to Anderson. Inside Cyan Coe, guarded by Levitt. Coe looking for an option, backing down Levitt. Loses control, slips. Fondre gets the loose ball on the floor, and it's up to Lovett. Lovett pushing the other way. 1 more. Inside to Reddy. Reddy looking for options. Fondre at the top of the key. Great 3-point shooter. Shot right over 42% last year. Anderson with the steal. Anderson's going the other way. She's going to get the right-hand layup. Nice and easy. 2 points. Megan Anderson on the board early.
Yeah.
Ozado will control possession. Lauren Beach picks up full court. As we mentioned, no on-ball screen. It's going to be a lot of off-ball movement. Ozado, she'll find Lovett. Lovett working on Coe, pestering defense from Cyan Coe. Gets it to Reddy. Lamro tips it, but Reddy gets it back. Gets it over to Lind. Dribble handoff inside and knocks it out, and possession will go to Fairfield. Great defensive stand as Lamro took the charge. The ball went out of bounds anyways.
Yeah, and I like, honestly, to start off this game, I like the fact that the Stags are getting up in Lehigh. I think that was a big point of emphasis from Carly during practice this week. So, I'd like to see that defensive pressure. Let's keep it going.
Lamro will take control. Lovett will guard 3/4 of the court. Ball screen from Coe. Lamro gets around it, but Lund switches on nicely. Jill Herder, right wing. Ozado guards her. Skip pass all the way over. Anderson, left wing, 3-pointer, too short. Rebound goes to Ozado. They're on the break, 3-on-2. Lamro and Herder, the only ones back to defend. Dribble handoff goes to Reddy, and the foul will be called. It'll go on Fairfield. It'll be picked up by Lauren Beach. That'll be her first personal.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see who Coach Carly decides to sub in first here. I think Beach typically gets run really early in games, and she's usually the first to come off, so we'll see who that ends up being.
Lovett will be the inbounder, a stack formation. Lovett will get it into Ozado. Ozado gets it to Lovett. Right-hand drive on Herder. Elevates and scores. 2 points. Tie game, 2-2 with 8:30 left here in the first quarter. Lamro will push the other way, nice and quick. Lamro guarded by Lovett. Shovel pass to Herder. She thought about the 3, doesn't take it. Herder working one-on-one, gets it to Lamro in the left corner. Guarded by Lund. Step back, had the shot, didn't take it though. Lamro looking to get a set. Anderson thought about the 3. Spacing's got to be better from the Stags as Beach is right on her. Chest pass, Herder looking for 3, guarded well by Lovett. Up at top to Cyan Coe, swung it to the right wing. 1 more to Katie Lamro. Beach sets the ball screen, doesn't use it, goes the other way. Step back 3-pointer. Too short. Ball is pattered around. Ozado was going for it. Coe was going for it, but ends up in Reddy's hands instead. Reddy will push the other way. Ozado going the other way. Lauren Beach will pick up right at the 3-point line. Ozado right-hand drive. Good defense by Lauren Beach to keep the stand. One-hand pass goes over to Reddy at the top of the key. 1 more to Lily Fondre, guarded by Anderson on the left wing. Fondre looking for a move. However, Anderson knocks it out temporarily. Fondre gets past Anderson. Lamro looked to take the charge, but Fondre shoots right over, 4-2 Lehigh. Jill Herder gets it in to Katie Lamro. Lovett will guard right at the top. Chest pass to Cyan Coe on the right wing. Good ball screen. And then gets it to Lamro. Jill Herder looking to post up, however, it's stacked up. Jill Herder does one screen, then goes up to get the other with the ball. Anderson going one-on-one with Lund. Two prominent defenders tipped away by Lovett, but it will stay with Fairfield.
Yeah, the Stags offense looking a little stagnant to start off. I think that, the pressure is getting to them a little bit from Lehigh. I think we need to, just continue swinging the ball a little bit more because I'm not liking how it's sticking so far.
Jill Herder checks out as well as Cyan Coe. Sydney Scott, the Marshall transfer, will check in as well as Von Fleet, the freshman from the Netherlands. Lamro gets it to Anderson, catch and shoot three-pointer, and knocks it down. Megan Anderson points to Katie Lamro off a great assist. Going the other way is Uzato, 5-4, Stags lead. In the hands right at the top. Bremer is checked in, the Los Gatos native, the sophomore. Lund takes contact, lays it up, no good. Rebound goes to Bremer. She looks to put it up for a second opportunity, but can't get it. Anderson the rebound. Lamro looking to push. And no numbers, so they'll hold it up. Anderson looking for options. Sydney Scott, the prolific three-point shooter, gets in the left-hand corner. Guarded well by Fondre, the much taller defender. Sydney Scott looking for options. One-hand pass over to Lamro, top of the key, guarded by Lund. Lauren Beach, guarded by Bremer. Bremer, Von Fleet. Von Fleet looking to go to the post against Lund. Finds options for Lamro. Lamro hoists the three. And the Stags have hit back-to-back three-pointers. 2 of 2 so far. Fondre goes to Ozato. Ozato will go against Lamro. She's looking to push the pressure. Stags have an 8-4 lead early here. 6:20 remaining in the first quarter. Good off-ball screen. Gets the flare. Got Ozato open. Couldn't go. Lovett will be fouled on the corner. Sydney Scott will pick up her first personal, and the Stags will pick up their second team foul.
And you know what? I don't mind that foul from Scott. She tends to be one of our more aggressive defenders, especially on ball. So I like to see that from the Stags. But I think we're moving the ball a little bit better now. It's not sticking as much, and I like to see that we're ready to shoot because that's what we need to do to beat this team.
Fondre checks out. Mihanis checks in, the first year from Cary, Illinois. Lund right at the top, playing a two-woman game with Ozato, then gets it to Lovett, add in one more. Sydney Scott, but defense once again right at the top of the key. Anderson struggling to guard. That is Mihanis, and another foul is called.
Yeah, not a good foul by Meg. You got to be out there a little bit further. But I will say that Ozato, she will attack. And the other thing is she in watching their game against Cincinnati, she has an extremely quick trigger from three. So the Stags need to be on that as well.
Stack formation from Lehigh. Lovett will be the inbounder. Lovett gets it to Ozato, guarded by Lamro right on the right wing. Right wing a little bit more, closer to the corner, gets it to Lovett up top. That is Mihanis. Then gets it to Bremer, guarded well by Beach. Inside, Lovett gets it in the post with Anderson. Anderson, a much taller defender. Ozato straightaway three-pointer and knocks it down. 8-7. Stags lead is cut to just one. Lamro will push the other way. Gets Von Fleet. Von Fleet, guarded by Lund. Little curl. Lamro gets out off the screen, shoots another three. Short. The rebound, Von Fleet. Von Fleet keeps another possession. Lauren Beach in the corner. Sydney Scott looking to get it to Lamro. Looked off for a second, then gets it over. Then to Megan Anderson. Lamro ball screen. Anderson looking to drive, backing down Lovett. Couple of patent moves. She could go to that drop step, and she does. Up and under, and too strong. It will be knocked out of bounds. Anderson the last to touch it, and Lehigh will take
who's at the bench. Christina Pham and Nellie Brown.
Nellie Brown checks into a round of applause. She hasn't checked in since Villanova.
Big round of applause for Nellie Brown.
Cyan Coe will check in as well. Nellie Brown getting that pressure up early. Gets Ozato the full court, trying to redeem herself after that unfortunate injury last year that kept her sidelined for almost a whole year. Bremer guarded well by Coe. She just checked in. Sydney Lund at the top, working on Von Fleet. Puts it on the floor. Lund, Von Fleet will pick up the foul, and it'll be 2 shots.
Yeah, I think
for Lehigh.
To be honest with you, I think Van Fleet needs to just be a little bit lower on that. Lind can definitely shoot the ball, but she is mainly looking to drive there. But she is a 83% free throw shooter. In the first half of last game, she was actually 100%, 7 for 7. So gets to the line pretty often for the Mountain Hawks, for sure.
Whitney Lund, the junior from Florence, Kentucky, 33 games last year, 90% from the charity stripe and Patriot League academic team. 8-8, after the first free throw was knocked down. Exactly 5 minutes left here in the first quarter. 4 fouls picked up by Fairfield. Lehigh's been consistent on defense, and the Stags will take their first of 4 timeouts. We're going to stay with you, Drew. As you can see, the Stags have got out and pushed, but Lehigh has gotten back on defense. That's a very concerning thing if you're Fairfield, because that's their bread and butter to get out and run. How do you adjust?
Yeah, I think what the adjustment that needs to be made is we just need to be a little bit better in the execution in the half court, because I can see, I'm looking over at the sideline and looking at Coach Carly, and I can see that she's not happy with how the sets are looking right now, and that's probably what they're talking about in their coaches huddle right now. So they just need to be a little bit better execution-wise in the half court, because we're not getting out to the perimeter quick enough, and not able to penetrate, and that's what needs to happen. On the Lehigh side of things, I think that they've done a really nice job so far. Honestly, they're a little bit more hesitant than I expected them to be offensively, because they came out really firing in that Cincinnati game. Maybe a little bit of nerves, not really sure there, but I expect them to keep up the pressure. They seem like they're starting to get a little bit more of a feel for the game now.
I think you're exactly right. The feel of the game is what they needed. It's tough playing in this facility. Number one, the team and the school as a whole has never played in here. They played in Fairfield, but Alumni Hall actually was a little bit more condensed. You felt like the crowd was on top of you. This is a little bit more open, and I think Fairfield should use that to their advantage, but Lehigh's getting comfortable, and I think that's a concerning sign.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's why we need to offensively. As I said, the execution has to be there. I like what Meg has done so far. I think one of the things that she does well is she kind of backs you down a little bit into the paint. I'd like to see a little bit more of that. But what I would like to see even more of is her doing that. But honestly, even be looking out into the corners, because if we have Scott on the floor now with Christina Pham on the floor as well, I'd like to see her and honestly Nelly get a little bit more involved.
I think they're going to be very shot happy, I think.
Yeah.
I think Nellie Brown has a lot of energy built up, and as she should. She's really excited as we've talked to her throughout the fall. She's really excited to be back out here, and I do think she's going to take some shots, and some of them will land. However, I think the thing for her is she just got to stay level-headed.
Yeah.
Coming back from these games are hard, right, to come back from those types of injuries.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I can tell you myself, I tore my ACL. It's a difficult thing to come back from, but I will say that one of the things on the topic of that, I think that I think there will be a little bit of jitters, a little bit of nerves, but I think she'll settle in. But I will say on the topic of this, me and you were talking about this. I think that Katie Lamro has done a decent job just with pace so far. I think she was a little bit all over the place in that Villanova game, so I liked to see the controlledness that I've seen so far from her.
Lund will take one more shot from the line. Sydney Scott, Janelle Brown, Cheyenne Coe, Christina Pham, and that will be Von Fleet. Will be the 5 for Fairfield. On the other side, Bramer, Ozato, Lovitz, Lund, and then you'll have Mihanis out there as well. One more shot, 8-8 here, early. Tie game. We knew this was going to be a great game. I don't think we expected to be this good this early.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah. I was not expecting it either. But I'm here for it. Let's keep it rolling.
Fairfield faithful up on their feet. Doesn't affect Lund, though, as she knocks it down. Substitution will be Fondre will check in for Lund. So some good size out there for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks.
Yep. And the other thing that I will say is expect, as I was talking about in our opening, Ellie Mihanis, expect her to get some serious run in this game as well.
Nellie Brown will control the pace for the first time in over a year. She's guarded by Bramer at the top. From that said, Pham looking to get her first shot. Good defense by Lovitz. Pham in the corner. One more to Nellie Brown. Nellie Brown up to Sydney Scott all the way around. Let's play a circus game. Pham looking to the top. Ball screen by Coe. Pham looking to use those dribbles, move, drives, left hand layup is good. Christina Pham has officially scored her first point as a Fairfield Stag. Fondre will start it back up for Lehigh. Ozato guarded 3/4 court, as you would expect from Janelle Brown. Ozato behind the back dribble, gets Brown on skates a little bit. Fondre will take it in the right wing. Right wing goes to Lovett at the top, guarded well by Pham. And a foul will be called on a back screen that Bramer fell to the ground on. The foul will go on Sydney Scott. She'll pick up her second personal in the 15th foul for Fairfield. That is the bonus, so Bramer will be at the line.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that, not too surprising there, but Nelly comes out of the game early. And honestly, I'm not surprised. I'm assuming that Nelly's probably on a minutes restriction tonight, but I'm not surprised that Christina Pham stays in this game. I think that I saw a little smile from Carly after she made that first layup. So I expect her to get some run tonight as well.
Bramer knocks down the first free throw. Stags have looked a little bit different now. You'll have Von Fleet. You'll have Anderson, who just checked in. Lamro just checked in. Coe, Pham. No changes for Lehigh. 2 free throws are good. Very good free throw shooting team. Anderson will get it back started with Katie Lamro, guarded by Lovett, who will get a ton of run, and she'll probably guard one of the best players. Coe looking a right-hand drive. That'll be on Mihanis, the freshman, trying to get something. Great pivot move and goes right underneath the hoop with the right hand and gets a little English on it as well. Reddy will control the point. going against Lamro. Lamro, very aggressive. All the point guards have been so far. Fam, a little off balance. Brammer skip pass to Fondre, 42% three-point shooter. Ready? Will control the errant pass from Fondre. Love it, top of the key, guarded by the great defender in Anderson. Left-hand layup is good. Rattles, takes 2 bounces on the rim, and it goes 13-12. Lehigh has their first lead. Trying to go quick the other way. It is tipped out of bounds by Love It, and we mentioned.
So that's what I was talking about. Lammy needs. I guess they did call it off of Lehigh, but
Still, that pressure, you could slow that down.
Yeah. But the other thing that I will say is Lovett has been a lot more aggressive to start off this game. In watching the Cincinnati game, she actually did not score in that game. So this is interesting.
Leah Edwards, the first year from London, England, the Sierra Canyon graduate, will check in for the first time as Mihanis goes to the bench. Lamro gets ready off balance, and the ball will be kicked by Lovett, and we'll restart right on these. What do you want to call it? Celebrity row over there?
Yeah,
right.
I guess. No, but Edwards checks into the game for Lehigh.
First time.
First time for this season.
First time in her career.
Oh, really? Is she a freshman?
She is.
Oh, okay.
Megan Anderson, bounce pass into Cole, looking to go one-on-one with the taller Fondre. Fam almost thought about shooting at Anderson. Great move off the flare and lays it in. Megan Anderson is now up to 7 points. Fondre will control the point going the other way, guarded by Ko. Edwards gets her first touch. Flare to Fondre, the 42% three-point shooter. This time that percentage will go down, and Ko will go to Lamro as they push the other way, 5-on-5 even, in transition. Lamro, chest pass to Anderson. Didn't look like she was expecting it. However, looking for an option now. One-hand pass goes to Pham, who thought about shooting it. Don't give her any space. She's going to rip it. Chest pass, Ko gets Fondre on the step. Skip pass. Good defense by Lovett.
Yeah, good hands there by Lovett. I don't know why. Sai should have stayed on her feet there. I think she had a lane to the rim. Probably could have gone up with that one.
Agreed. Jill Herder has checked back in. She was the woman that was expecting the pass that got tipped away by Lovett. Speaking of Herder, she will be the inbounder right on the Fairfield D on the baseline. Triangle set from Fairfield. Man coverage from Lehigh. Herder will inbound, gets to the Anderson. Looking to get the scoop. Going one-on-one. Oh, and the fall by Fondre. And the layup is good. Cheyenne Ko lays it in off a great assist for Megan Anderson. Fondre will control the point as she's done in the last 2 possessions. Cheyenne Ko will be the defender. Fairfield has gone to their feet. The Fairfield faithful is getting loud. 16-13, 2:35 remaining in the first quarter. Drive by Edwards. Right-hand layup, tough layup, and she gets it to go. 16-15 now in favor of the home team. Lamro going the other way, asking Herder to come closer to her. Cyanco looking for the ball inside as she makes the straight line cut. Bounce pass, almost thrown away. Gets into Pham's hand is Lamro. Good rotation of the basketball and off-ball movement from Fairfield. Man coverage. Megan Anderson thought about the 3. Step back 3 and decides to pass to Lamro. Probably the better option. Lamro and Anderson trying to play a 2-woman game. Fakes the pass as Lamro. Little English on it and gets it off the glass.
That was nice.
Beautiful move from Katie Lamro to get the defender off balance. Fondre controls the point once again. Stags have lit it up so far. 66% from the floor. Lehigh just a touch worse at 62.5. Reddy skips it inside, and that can't happen. Defensive breakdown. Brammer gets the easy layup. Jill Herder was nowhere to be found. Katie Lamro will control the point the other way. Herder guarded by Lovett. Pham hoists her first 3-pointer. Off the mark. Rebound goes to Reddy as Anderson took a shot to the face. Reddy pushing it the other way. Tripped up. Turnover. Pham trying to go the other way. Good pass into Lamro. Up and under, and Lamro with the left hand lays it in.
I'll tell you, Katie Lamro knows how to finish around the rim.
Reddy will pass it to Fondre. Fondre's taken a lot of the point guard duty, the senior. Maybe a little bit of leadership thought from Addie Messier, having the ball in her hands, except this time Lamro takes it away. She's all alone. Lamro right hand and puts it in. Addie Messier might want to think about taking a timeout. Brammer thought about telling her that, but she says no. 6-0 run by the Stags. 22-17, last minute here at Leo D. Mahoney in the first quarter. Fondre working on Ko. Fondre just pass out to Edwards. Edwards drives on Anderson. Instead, Brammer shoots the 3. That shot is off. Got lucky. Stags are out of position. Pham looking to go the other way. Bounce pass into Herder. Takes the contact. No foul except till now. Late foul call, and Jill Herder will head to the line for 2.
Very late foul call there, but great pass by CP. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from her so far. She's been a little timid to shoot the ball thus far, but other than that, I think she's been a very seamless fit so far for the Stags.
Looks very comfortable. She'll head to the bench with Anderson and Ko. Janelle Brown will check back in. Von Fleet and Lauren Beach will check in. Couple of substitutions for Lehigh. Lund will check back in, as well as Ozado. Ozado, Edwards, Lund, Lovett, Fondre for Lehigh. Herder's first is good, 23-17.
And she is actually shooting 100% so far from the free throw line so far this season. So hopefully I don't jinx her on the second one.
You know, you've ever heard the announcers jinx before?
I have.
She got it, drink.
We're good.
Not too bad. Not bad. 24-17, 27.8 seconds remaining. The shot clock is turned off. Lehigh can hold for the final shot. Lovett will take the point guard duties. Anderson will be the defense. Fairfield faithful on their feet, screaming the defense chant. Just holding the basketball is Lovett. No sets run. Now she gets it to Edwards, guarded by Herder. Off-ball screen at the top. Lund looking for the basketball on Von Fleet. She gets that basketball. 7, 6, skip pass at 5 to Fondre. 4, 3, driving. Got to get a shot up. Turn around with 1. No good. Rebound to Janelle Brown as the game clock goes to zeros in the first quarter. 24-17. That's a great start, putting up almost 25 points in the first quarter against a great defensive team.
And yeah, it's funny that that you say that, honestly, because I was talking to Blake at practice on Friday, and I was like, I think you guys can hang 100 on this team. We're well on pace for that so far. But a couple things to note so far. The one thing that I will say is I liked the last couple minutes of that first quarter for the Stags. I think we really got up in them ball pressure wise. I'm looking at the stats right now. Both teams shooting very well from the field. 67% from the Stags.
You like the 6-7?
I do.
6-7, baby.
And then 55% from the Mountain Hawks. But the thing that I would like to note is that so far 4 turnovers already for Lehigh. And some of those resulted directly in points. So I think, honestly, points off of turnovers right now probably in favor of the Stags by at least 6 or 8.
Yeah.
So, what we need to continue to do is get up in them because, I trust our defense in the sense that we're going to be able to, help. Because, as I said, they want to drive. They want to get downhill. They want to get to the rim. So if we can prevent that and if we can get up in them, get in passing lanes, I think this is going to continue to go well for us tonight.
And if you're the Mountain Hawks, Fairfield ended the quarter on a 6-0 run and hit 7 out of the last 8 shots. Just can't happen if you're Coach Messier. Yeah.
Oh, no, it really can't. And I think probably 3 out of the 4 of those turnovers were within the last maybe minute 30 of that quarter. So, that can happen. And that's probably what Coach Messier is talking to them about right now. But look for the Stags to continue to push the ball in transition. I think we're going to see a lot of that. And that's what's really going to fuel their offense.
I'm curious if Coach Messier is going to use some other bodies off the bench. She has Linati, the first year from Athens, Greece. She's a 2-time World Cup winner.
Yep.
You have other options as well. You have Katie Hurt, who you saw. She's played in 28 games in her career.
Yep.
Zambi, she's in there as well. She was in 7 games. And in high school, she was a 2022 MVP. So, again, she has 2022 career points as well.
Yeah, but I will say I think that Katie Hurt, has been noted in some of the broadcast so far, is that she's more of a role player for them.
Sure.
I would say I would look for Mianis to be a little bit more aggressive, but hasn't been as much of a factor as she was in that first game, and
Great.
I think I would credit the Fairfield defense for that.
Great scout.
Great. I think that they got she's gotten to the free throw line once so far, and I think she has maybe one. I think she has 4 points so far. Or no, just 2 points actually. My mistake. So it's just from the line. I think we're doing a good job on her so far.
Good game plan for both teams so far. The Stags have that just small edge, 24-17 after 10 minutes. Stags are going to roll out Herder, Lamro. Von Fleet is going to be in there with Beach. Looks like Janelle Brown will start the quarter as well. For Coach Messier's team, Lovett, Lund, Fondre. Edwards will get back in it, and Ozado will be there as well. Fairfield won the tip, so that means Lehigh will take the ball to start the half. Lund will be the inbounder. Ozano will control the point, and we are underway in the second quarter. Janelle Brown, pesky defense. Although the ball has moved well, sticks with Edwards a little bit, looking for options. One dribble, gets to Fondre all the way around, gets it to Ozano. Backdoor cut, no good. Good defense by Jill Herder. Back into Fondre's hands. Right at the top, looking inside. Instead, resorts to Ozano. And the foul is going to be called on Janelle Brown. Excuse me, not a dribble handoff.
Yeah,
penetration, I should say.
Yeah, and I will say Lammy kind of came out of that being like, that probably wasn't a foul, but I will say that was definitely a foul. She got her there on the arm. So, we just we have to be apt, like I was talking about. She's going to catch it, and she's going to go right to the rim. So we just got to be there. Got to be ready.
Osato at the line. She's been pretty quiet so far. 3 points, misses the first free throw of 2. She had 25 points in game 1 at Cincinnati.
Yeah, and one for 2 from the line so far this season. So she's a 50% free throw shooter at the moment.
Knocks down the second. And Lauren Beach will get it started. Inbound to Janelle Brown. Not a lot of pressure from Osato. One-handed pass goes to Herder. Herder trying to drive on Edwards. Good drop step, looking for options. Gets it outside to Von Fleet, who drives, surrounded. Lauren Beach, good back cut. And a throw that goes into the second row. Good idea, though. That's great ball movement and off-ball movement as well.
I agree, yeah. Van Fleet had a nice pass there, backdoor from Beach. Beach does a good job of cutting, just a little bit of an errant pass there. So,
Fundre will be the inbounder. Osato, 2-woman game. Fundre running the point, as she has done for a few of the possessions so far. Gets it to Edwards. Up top to Lund. Lund will drive on Beach. Looked like a travel. Instead get the turnover. That's Anderson. Anderson looking for options. Chest pass. Jill Herder looking to finish. And the foul. She'll head to the line for the second time tonight.
And as we talked about, it's turnovers turning into opportunities on the offensive end for the Stags. So again, they get the turnover, push it right in transition. Jill gets fouled, and that's the shooter you want at the line.
Fondre will pick up her second personal. Substitutions for Fairfield. Von Fleet checks out, as well as Beach. Cyan Co checks back in, and the Boston native Christina Pham has checked in as well. As we mentioned, looked really comfortable in her first few minutes of run.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I liked what I saw from her, and I think we'll continue to see more of it. She's just going to continue to get more and more comfortable.
Herder 3 for 3 from the line to start this one.
Yeah, and honestly, I like what Jill has done so far. Just got to keep being aggressive. I think she could have potentially, driven on that last possession, but, keep it going.
Herder knocks down the second free throw, gets it to Osato. Lund, love it. Guarded well by Christina Pham. That was a concern with putting in her the game. She's a great offensive scorer, but could she play defense? Osato looking to hit her second 3 and knocks it down. How about Osato? Knocks down another shot and has 7 for the night. Lamro pushing the other way, guarded by, you would guess, Osato. Lamro finds Anderson a little bit stagnant on the offense. Skips it inside, deflected by Lind, and she will get it out.
Yeah, no need to jump there from Anderson. I think she can just be a little bit more patient going up towards the rim.
Agreed. Jill Herder will be the inbound pass. Triangle formation once again. You'll have 3 women on the line right in front of Herder. You'll have Lamro at the top. Pham sets the elevator screen, and then goes out to the three-point line. Instead, Co gets it inside. What a pass by Lamro. Co can't finish. Looking to go up again. Instead, gets it to Lamro. Resets the offense. Instead, Lamro decides to take it herself off the back iron. Viral rebound. Goes to Jill Herder. Bounce pass inside. Cyan Co. Megan Anderson. One more. Christina Pham. Three-pointer. And nothing but nylon. Christina Pham knocks it down. Going the other way is Osato. All the fans on their feet. Students on either side of the floor. Osato chest pass. Edwards looking for the 3. Doesn't take it. Lind will take the shot. Off the front iron and out. Anderson looking to push. Cyan Co with her. Jill Herder with her. Pham in the corner. Herder, right wing three-pointer. Too strong. I think that would have brought the house down. Osato looking to push the other way. Good defense by Lamro in transition. All 5 women for the Stags get back. And 5-on-5 in the half court. Edwards, chest pass to Lind. Cyan Co. Good defense. Gives her about 12 inches. Give it a foot. Lind looking for options. Stagnant offense from Lehigh. Good defense from Fairfield. Love it. Up top, Tumi Hanes looking for the inside pass. Gets it to Lind. Chest pass outside. That's Edwards for 3 and knocks it down. Leah Edwards and the Mountain Hawks are heating up a little bit, and the Stags lead is cut to 5. 7:29 remaining here in the second quarter. 29-24. Jill Herder. Herder thought about taking the shot. Instead dribbles into the paint. Backs him down. Too short. Good defense from Edwards. Edwards pushing the other way. Gets it to Grayson Lovett. Lovett. Pham giving her a little bit of space. That might be a mistake. Wild skip pass over to Lynn, who drives on Co. and lays it up. And Co gets it and slows down the offense. Christina Pham, the first-year student, got a lot of touches so far. She's looking to drive. Oh, gets a nice little stutter step. Left hand. It's at everything but the finish. Osato will push the other way. Looking for options. Going out Lamro. One-handed pass Edwards. Thought about the three-pointer. Drives on Anderson, who defends. Swarming around Edwards. Looking for options outside. And a traveling violation has been called and another Lehigh turnover.
Yeah, so one of the things you'll notice in watching the Mountain Hawks is I think probably 80 to 85% of their shots on possession so far have been within the first 15 seconds of the shot clock. So if you can defend, if you're the Stags, if you can defend for 15 seconds, we're going to be fine.
Brammer checks in.
Yep.
As well as Alana Reddy, the first year from Sydney, Australia. Stags, Janelle Brown will check in as well as Von Fleet. Janelle Brown working on Lovett. Brown looking to go in the post. Thought about the turnaround shot, looking for cutters. Gets Anderson on the right wing instead. Skip past Lauren Beach, thought about the three. Drives, loses her footing a little bit, trying to skip it out. Anderson. Aggressive defense by Brammer. Got an option. Steal by Lovett. Wild pass from Anderson. Lauren Beach is the only woman back. Euro step inside. Wild circus shot, but we'll get the foul. It'll be called on Lauren Beach.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Beach got back in time enough where she could have just stood there and
she got position,
and
right?
she was in position. She could have taken the charge there.
Absolutely.
But the other thing that I would like to say, complimenting the Mountain Hawks, is these freshmen are really not afraid.
They really are.
Edwards and Mianis, like they look like upperclassmen the way that they're playing right now. So.
Absolutely do. It's a good sign for Addie Messier as Grayson Lovett knocks down the first free throw. The junior from San Rafael, California, came to play last year. She played in all 34 games and had 141 points. Second free throw is up and nothing but nylon. Stags lead cut to 2. 6:21 remaining here in the second quarter. 2 fouls for the Stags, 1 for Lehigh. Nobody's near the bonus yet. Communication is coming from Anderson and Lamoureux at the top. Anderson, flare screen. Lamoureux looking for the cut. Anderson didn't see it. Von Fleet gets the ball instead. Guarded by the smaller Lovitz. Triple handoff going to Lamoureux. Lamoureux looking to drive with the left hand, looking for space. Clog in the right-hand corner. Anderson, right hand on the left side. Couldn't get it to go. Tipped out of bounds by Beach. And the Mountain Hawks have a good possession on defense and will get rewarded with a stop.
Yeah, and I think Meg could have gone up with the left there.
I thought she could have as well.
Yeah, it seemed like it was open. I think she just got a little scared by the pressure there at the last second.
Triangle formation, from the Mountain Hawks. Janelle Brown, the only defender. Easy crossing of the Tylon for Reddy. Skipped over to Ozato, guarded by Anderson. Ozato gets it to the top of the key with Reddy. And the wing, Lovett looking inside to get it to Ozato. Skip past outside. One more, Brammer. And a charge is taken by Janelle Brown. That foul will be picked up by Grayson Lovett. Lovett will pick up her second foul.
And Nellie Brown's first impact, making her presence known already on the defensive end.
You know, I don't know. If you're normally in the year and you have Coach Carly Thibault-Dudonis, she would normally like that play. But for her star player, I don't know if she wants that right now, to be honest. But nonetheless, we're back in action. Lamoureux will control the pace for Fairfield. Stagnant offense once again for the Stags. Anderson looking to get an option. She finds Von Fleet, who thought about the three-pointer. Good defense from Brammer, who knocked it away temporarily. Lamoureux, Anderson hoists the corner three and knocks it down. Anderson will have her 10th point of the night, and it's only halfway through the second quarter. 5:12 remaining, 32-26, Fairfield advantage. Double dribble, and Lehigh's rattled.
Yeah, I mean, if you just show bodies at them when they're crashing into the paint, they don't know what to do. So, you know, Stags just have to collapse. It's honestly kind of, we just kind of have to give them a taste of their own medicine, because that's what they do when you drive. So yeah.
Lovett's picked up a couple of quick fouls here in the last couple of minutes, as well as a turnover. So Katie Hurt, the senior from Rochester, Minnesota, will check in for the first time. Edwards back into the game as well. No changes for Fairfield. Lamoureux will control the pace, guarded by Ozato, as she has been the entire night. Lamoureux at the top. Anderson sets the ball screen and rolls off it. Poor spacing for the Stags. You have 3 women and 10 feet. Herder looking to go into work. Good back cut. Using that good footwork. Up and under. Right to left. Finishes with the left hand. Ozato pushing the other way. She's going to push, and the one-hand pass to Lynn. Spider dribble. Gets her good positioning against and lays it in. Probably should have been called for a foul. She got lucky that she didn't. Lamoureux going the other way, 34-28, advantage of the home team. Herder looking for options, gets at the top. Spreads it out, 5-out formation for Fairfield, with the exception of the ball screen from Herder looking for the three, wide open. Too short, Anderson corrals the rebound with the right hand. Little underneath and puts it up on the left-hand side. Ozato gets it in quickly, looking to go again. Ozato, left-hand dribble. Had the shot, didn't take it. Edwards guarded by Herder, well at the top of the screen. Flare screen, Lynn gets the wide open three-pointer. Off the front iron and the backboard. Herder controls the rebound. Lamoureux pushes the other way with 4 minutes to go left in the second quarter. Lamoureux trying to push. Steps back, thought about the three-pointer. Spider dribble instead. Gets it to Jill Herder. Then to Anderson. Jill Herder's going to set the screen and roll right off it. Didn't even make contact on the screen. Bounce pass. Good idea from Anderson, but she turned it over for the Lamoureux. That was cutting. Edwards, chest pass the other way. 5-on-4 advantage. Stags out of sorts on defense. Ozato, right hand on the left side. Gets it good. Stags were all out of sorts. Going back in transition defense.
And they're going to make you pay whenever they get in transition. If you don't get back on defense, they are going to score.
Lambert will restart it. Herder trying to drive behind the back dribble. Loses Edwards for a second. Edwards' footing is not great right now. Herder finds Lambro. Thought about the three-pointer. Took the jab step instead. Decides to dribble with the right hand. Trying to get position on Osato. Bounce pass. Trying to do too much. Trying to skip it over in the bounce to the corner to Anderson. Instead turns it over. Mountain Hawks pushing the other way with 3:13 remaining in the second quarter. Osato chest pass. That's going to go to Brammer. 1-2. Blocked by Anderson. And it will stay with the Mountain Hawks. Good defense and good offense from Anderson. Here at the media timeout. A lot to unpack. A lot of teams are scared of Fairfield's pace, but it seems like Lehigh is kind of embracing it. They're pushing the other way. In fact, on the offensive end, they're pushing it, and it's getting the Stags all out of sorts. Yeah, they are, and honestly, the thing that I will add is I think that in watching them so far, I would say that they're outpacing them. That's what I've seen so far, because as I was mentioning earlier, most of their shots are within the first 10, 15 seconds of the shot clock. So when they get the ball in transition, the first thing they're looking to do is drive. Well, and especially in transition, you want to be able to drive, but you're going to have two women that are just about to check in for the Mountain Hawks in Reddy and Mihanis that are going to contribute in the pace as well because they both can run up the floor. When you have a 3-time MVP and a 2-time All-State selection and a 1,000-point scorer in Mihanis, she can do everything. So you're really going to have to look out for that if you're Fairfield's coaching staff. Yeah, and Mihanis and Reddy, they're both kind of known as their more post presence for Lehigh. So they're gonna continue to look for them in the post. But I think, honestly, in what I've seen so far, my analysis is the Stags need to force the Mountain Hawks into later in the shot clock situations because they struggle past 15 seconds in the shot clock to get offense moving. If you stop them in transition and make them run a set, it's going to make it more difficult for them to score in the half court. I really thought that Fairfield has not done a great job of rebounding the basketball defensively. I thought they've been good on the offensive side. However, you've seen it in a couple possessions here. Lehigh has had multiple chances to get some opportunities, and that's where they're dangerous because when you have a bunch of women that crash and you have a couple of three-point shooters, whether that's Osato, whether that's Lynn, Mihanis, who can just rip it from three, you're really going to get burned. However, they just haven't knocked down the shots, and that's the difference in the game so far. Yeah, and the other thing that I will add is going back to the turnovers that we were talking about earlier. Lehigh's has increased to 8, but the Stags have also increased their turnover numbers to 5. And I will say that the Lehigh has 4 points off our turnovers, and that was probably within that last 3 to 4 minute stretch of us just throwing uncharacteristic passes and throwing it out of bounds and resulting in them going down and scoring in transition. Well, that's the difference between a 6 and a 10-point game right there. You can have a double-digit lead, and this game feels different. However, Lehigh's done a great job in sticking around, from the freshman presence to just the calmness. They don't seem rattled at all. This is a rampant Leo D. Mahoney Arena tonight, and they just don't seem like they're affected. And I think that's just in the conference they play in, and especially their non-conference schedule with starting their season at such a great school in Cincinnati. I agree, yeah, and I will say that I honestly would argue that I think Cincinnati might have been the more difficult opponent out of the two teams that these two teams have played so far. So, they're experienced. They're not afraid. Like, they have come into the game with the confidence that they can win this game, and that's what you have to do in order to win in Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Absolutely. Last play was blocked out by Anderson, so Reddy will get it started. She will have her counterparts in Lovett, Lind, and she'll have Mihanis as well. Osato will be in the corner helping her out. Grayson Lovett avoids the travel. Reddy thought about the three-pointer. Euro step inside, jump ball. Lamro will tie it up, and because Lehigh started the quarter with the ball, the Stags will take possession. Stags have run out Von Fleet, Sydney Scott, Lamro, Herder, and Pham. So it's a relatively young lineup for the Stags so for this next stretch. Lambro will get it started, the offense. Sydney Scott in. She's got the ball. She's looking for a pass. She gets Jill Herder, who left wide open for three, and she's going to make it pay every single time. Absolutely, every single time. Osato will get it going the other way. Lambro will be turned around, but she gets back in defensive position. Looking for some offense here is Lehigh. Stags have hit 4 of the last 5 field goals. Lehigh trying to get hot again. Reddy skips it to Lynn. Gets Von Fleet on ice skates a little bit. Lambro trying to help and poke it away. And the foul's going to be called on the backside from Jill Herder. Yeah, and no need for the foul there from Jill. She had perfect ball pressure on her. She didn't need to foul her. She just had to get up in your face a little bit. Edwards will check back in. The MAC Player of the Year, Megan Anderson, will do the same for Fairfield. Herder will pick up her first personal. The Stags will pick up their third team foul. So 2 away from Lehigh shooting shots in about 2.5 minutes. So if you keep discipline to end this half here, you will be okay. Grayson Lovett will be the inbounder, guarded by Pham, who gives her a couple of feet. Ozato is in. Then she gets it to Mihanis. Ready, guarded by Lamro. Looking to get it inside to Ozato. Sydney Scott went for the deflection. The shot was up, but no good. Katie Lamro pushing the other way. Pham looking to fire. She's smart and takes back the step back three. Megan Anderson gets a fantastic rebound, tied up with 2 Lehigh Hawks. Gets it outside. Herder, great off-ball movement. Can't hit the 3 this time. The Lehigh Mountain Hawks will corral it. 5-on-3 going the other way. Ready, looking to elevate. Quick trigger off the backboard. Pinball a little bit. Edwards, Sydney Scott going for it, and it looks like Scott possesses it out of bounds, so it will stay with the Mountain Hawks.
Yeah, but I like the hustle by Scott there. You know, she's always going to put her body for the Stags, so.
Sydney Scott, the prolific three-point shooter, the transfer from Marshall, played in 22 games last year, had the best game in MAC final history. She went 6 for 6 from 3, 18 points. Grayson Lovett will inbound once again. It's almost like deja vu with Pham defending. Ozato Edwards, the ball goes to the other wing. After it was inbound on the left one, Reddy has it on the right. Scoop pass over to Lind. Excuse me, have to be honest. Ozato looking for options, finds Reddy. Reddy drives with the left hand. Lamro went for the steal. Wild circus shot up by Reddy. Jill Herder will pick up her second foul in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, and again, not a great foul there by Jill. I just think that, you know, knowing personnel is an important thing here, and you know, Reddy is not particularly known as a great three-point shooter. So, you know, sagging off of her a little bit and giving her the lane, probably a better idea, just because, you know, the help is going to be there from the Stags. So
Jill Herder will check out with those 2 fouls. Reddy looking to get on the board with her first point.
And her first free throw of the season here, no good.
2 defensive rebounds and assists so far and 2 turnovers. So that has mitigated that assist and the rebound. So really a minus on the floor as she gets her first points from the stripe this year. Von Fleet will inbound to Lamro to get us started here in 5-on-5 play. Lamro looking on Reddy. She's got a minute and a half left to go to extend the Fairfield lead. Lamro looking inside, step back. Mihanis on skates, gets it to Ko inside against the smaller Reddy. Just too strong from Ko, but it's a good idea from the Fairfield offense. Lovett going the other way, looking to drive. Instead, gets it to Edward, who's the trailer. Three-pointer. Too strong off the heel of the basket. Tipped around, and Lamro will come away with it. Lamro looking to go the other way. 1 minute remaining here in the second quarter. Pham, one more. Megan Anderson. Corner 3. How about it, Megan Anderson? She's up to 15 on the night, and it's only one half of basketball played so far. Ozato going with the left hand, gets that pass on Fleet. Too strong from Ozato. All the Stags momentum is back. Pham going the other way. She's got options to Lamro. No look, bounce pass. Too strong on the layup. Looking to go outside. Anderson looking for back-to-back threes. And got it. Megan Anderson up to 18 points. Back-to-back three-pointers with 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Ozato trying to go 2 for 1. 3 seconds separate the game and the shot clock. 27 on the game, 24 on the shot clock. Edwards looking for options, goes inside. Great pass. Lovett controls herself and goes up for the layup. Cuts the Stags lead into 12. One shot, 15 seconds. Stags will be up by a minimum of 12 points at the half. Lamro will control, try to extend that to a little bit more. Anderson looking to go in the post. One-handed left-hand pass. Down to Anderson working on the freshman Edwards scoop. Oh my goodness. Megan Anderson on a 7-0 run by herself as the halftime clock expires. It's a Megan Anderson explosion at Leo D. Mahoney Arena.
Yeah, how about that end to the half from the Stags? I mean, a literal 8-0 run by Megan Anderson on her own. And, you know, again, back in her bag. She's got 20 points at the half. You know, potential for another career high.
Another one? In 2 games?
I guess so.
Outpacing herself in the first game. She's already got 20 of her career high 35 points. Let's do a quick debrief before we hop off the air here for a couple of minutes. Let's talk. Lehigh, really good with staying with them for the first, I would argue, 15 minutes. Just the last 5 minutes have gotten away from them. If you're the Mountain Hawks and you're Addie Messier at the half, what is your message to the team?
My message to the team is you just got to keep getting up in them. And honestly, again, Lehigh almost at double-digit turnovers. And if you look at the box score right now, Stags up 47-33 at half. And the Stags points off of turnovers is 16. And we're up 14 points. So that's pretty much just the difference in the game.
It's a difference in the game right there.
Literal difference in the game. So, you know, they got to eliminate the turnovers. It's sloppy play because, you know, the Stags are a disciplined team. They are going to, you know, they're going to get the ball from you if you don't take care of it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I saw in the last 2 minutes is they ran we didn't see that for the first 18 minutes of the game. They just got out in transition. Christina Pham, we've seen highlights, has been absolutely dynamic in the fast break. No look passes, going up with layups. She just looks so comfortable. We saw her in practice. We were curious how that would translate to the game, and I don't think it could be any smoother.
Yeah, and to be quite honest with you, those last 3 minutes, that was Stags basketball right there. I was kind of waiting for that little spurt to happen because a lot of times, especially when they play at home, they got a little more pop. They are able to just kind of get into that little spurt where they just kind of get a little bit of a run going. And I anticipate that to hopefully to start out the half as well when we come back.
Absolutely. The Stags are off to a rampant lead, 14 points here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena on their home opener on this Saturday night in Fairfield. We'll be back in 10 minutes for an exciting second half here, right here in Fairfield, Connecticut. Do not go anywhere.
Let me watch you break it down. Dance, dance, gonna be okay.
Da-da-doo-doo, just dance. Da-da-doo-doo,
Oh yeah.
da-da-doo-doo, just dance. Da-da-doo-doo, just
Let's go.
Go, use your muscle, carve it out, work it, hustle.
I got it, just stay close enough to get it.
Don't slow, drive it, clean it, lights out, beat it, spend the last dough in your pocket. Just dance, gonna be okay. Da-da-doo-doo, just dance. Da-da-doo-doo, just dance.
It starts with
One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on to didn't even know or wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to remind myself how I tried so hard. In spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property, remembering all the times you fought with me, I'm surprised it got so. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know.
You were my sun, you were my earth. You didn't know all the ways I loved you, no. So you took a chance, made other plans. But I bet you didn't think that they would come crashing down, no. You don't have to say what you did, I already know. I found out wrong. There's just no chance when you and me, there'll never be. And don't it make you sad about it? Tell me you love me, why did you leave me all alone? Now you tell me you need me when you call me on the phone. Girl, I refuse, you must have me confused with some other guy. Bridges go burn, now it's your turn to cry. Tell me a river, tell me a river, tell me a river, tell me a river, yeah, yeah. I know that they say that some things are better left unsaid. It wasn't like you only talk to him and you know it. Don't act like you don't know it. All of these things people told me keep messing with my head. Should've picked honesty, then you may not have thought it. Yeah. Don't have to say what you did. I already know. I found out from him. Now there's just no chance. You and me, there'll never be. And don't it make you sad about it? Tell me you love me, why did you leave me all alone? All alone. Why you tell me you need me when you call me on the phone? Call me on the phone. Girl, I refuse, you must have me confused with some other guy. Not like them, baby. The bridges go burn, now it's your turn. It's your turn to cry. So tell me a river, just tell me a river, go on and just tell me a river, baby, go on and just tell me a river.
The damage is done, so I guess I'll be leaving. The damage is done, so I guess I'll be leaving. The damage is done, so I guess I'll be leaving. The damage is done, so I guess I'll be leaving.
Don't have to say what you did. I already know. There's just no chance. You and me. Don't it make you sad about it? Go on and just tell me a river. Baby, go on and just tell me a river. You can go on and just tell me a river. Tell me a river. Baby, go on and just tell me a river. Go on and just tell me a river. I already cried. Tell me a river. And I'm crying no more. Yeah, yeah. Cry me a river. Oh, 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 cry me a
How was I supposed to know that something wasn't right here? Oh, baby, I shouldn't have let you go. And now you're right outside, yeah. Show me how you want it to be. Tell
Welcome back to Leo D. Mahoney Arena here on this Saturday night in Fairfield, Connecticut. Stags up 14 after 20 minutes of play. 8-0 run by herself for Megan Anderson as she ended the half. Let's take a look at some of the stats so far. Stags have shot 52% from the floor with the Mountain Hawks. She's coming up behind them at 45.8%. Three-point shooting's been great, 43% for the Stags. Not so much, though, for the Mountain Hawks at just only 3 of 9 clip. Free throw shooting's been good on both sides. Mountain Hawks have 10 free throws so far. Stags are getting a little aggressive on defense.
Yeah, and the other thing that I'm looking at here is honestly, and it's very indicative of how the way the Mountain Hawks play is they have taken 10 less shots than the Stags so far. And what that tells me is that, they are very much a one-and-done kind of offense. They go down, they take a shot, and there's not a whole lot of offensive rebounding going on. So the Stags, as we've seen, they have really competed on the glass, especially on the offensive end. I think O-boards wise, they are at 6 so far. So that's quite a high clip for a half of basketball.
14 turnovers between the two teams. Definitely, I would assume it's going to be a little bit cleaner here in the second half. I believe both teams have settled in. Fairfield with their home opener with all that hype, and then you have Lehigh in a place that they're really not very familiar with. This is the first time they've ever played in this arena, so I expect for it to be a very competitive second half.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really competitive second half. But I will say expect Lehigh to come out firing in this half because I'm sure Coach Messier probably lit into them a little bit at halftime, being down 14. They haven't really experienced this kind of adversity yet so far this season. So expect a punch from them right off the bat.
Absolutely. Player to watch, Megan Anderson, 20 points so far. Has really run the pace for the Stags offense. On the other side, it's been a pretty balanced scoring attack. Got Brammer with 4, Ozato has 9, Lovett has 6. Lynn's been quieted with 4 points and only 1 of 5 shooting. For the starters, it's going to be Brammer will get the start for the second half. She wasn't in the original starting lineup. You'll have Ozato, Fondre, Grayson Lovett, Lynn. Then you'll have Jill Herder, Megan Anderson, Cyan Coe, Lauren Beach, Katie Lamoureux. For the Stags, Lehigh will take the start in possession, and Lovett will have the ball in her hands to start the second half. Lovett, one-handed pass over to Ozato, guarded well by Lamoureux, who gets right into her. Drive by Lind, gets it over to Ozato. One more, how about 2 more over to Lovett? Good cut by Ozato, off the ball, misses the first one, but gets the second one to go with the offensive rebound. Lauren Beach will restart. Katie Lamoureux will push it the other way. She's got Herder to her left, that she does use. Thought about the ball screen, stolen by Brammer temporarily. Now she controls it, and Ozato is running. No numbers for her, but she's going one-on-one right at Anderson. Off the glass is good. And a good start, 4-0 run for Lehigh to start the second half. As Drew mentioned, they're going to come at the Stags. Lamoureux trying to quiet the game a little bit, get it back in Fairfield's hands. She'll start it with Meg Anderson, who's been red hot, 20 points. She's going to get 22 right here with a free layup, as Brammer couldn't stay with her. Ozato's going to push the other way. 6 total points here in the half. Lehigh has started with 4 of them. Up top, Brammer, step back. Lind inside, working on Anderson. Lind looking to go with the right hand. Wild pass is caught by Lovett, who drives on Beach. Euro steps, and I believe they're going to call it a shooting foul on Lauren Beach. Beach will pick up her 3rd personal. That's big if you're Coach Carly Thibault-Dudanis.
I think, was it? Oh, it was shooting. Yeah. Okay, interesting. I did not think it was going to be. It seemed as if it was on the floor.
But a little awkward of a play.
Yeah,
Euro step.
Yeah, very awkward play. But Lovett is 1 for 2 on the season going into this game, and is 3 for 3, 100% so far in this game.
Lovett knocks down the first one, looking to go 2 for 2, and does just that. Lehigh's come out firing, has cut the lead down to 10. Lamoureux will control the offense for the Stags. Brammer will be the defender. 5-on-5, 5-out offense for Fairfield. Cyan Coe looking for the ball screen, makes contact, and looks to roll off it. Lamoureux didn't see her. Lamoureux steps back. Got to get the ball moving. Jill Herder will get it. Ball is stuck. Anderson looking for the straight-on three-pointer. Too short and off the backboard. Lovett, uncontested rebound, will push the other way. 5-on-5 hand transition. This is where Fairfield has struggled all day. Ozato looking for options. Finds Brammer, gets a step on Herder. Outside, Ozato, right wing three-pointer. Knock it down. The lead is now 7 for Fairfield. And Lehigh has come out guns blazing, and Sydney Scott will try to ice the game a little bit as she's going to come in. Anderson, in the meantime, right wing three-pointer, ice cold. She's 0 for her first 3 to start the half. Ozato going the other way, trying to push it on the smaller Lamoureux. Avoids the travel, throws it off Anderson, who dives on the floor for it. Lynn trying to get it, has a hand on the ball. I don't know if that was really a jump ball, but the referee here right on the baseline does call it as so, and Fairfield will retain possession.
Yeah, and the thing that I will say is what I'm noticing so far to start this half is Lehigh's pace on the offensive end is really what's affecting Fairfield's offense so far to start the half. They're getting sped up quite a bit so far.
Jill Herder will check out. Sydney Scott will check in. The senior from Prospect Park, Pennsylvania, has been good on the defensive end, looking to get her a little bit more involved in the offense. They'll start in what looks to be a 4-out set to start this possession. Lamrell will be guarded full court by Lovett. Cyan coach chest pass Lauren Beach. Over the head pass over to Anderson, who's working one-on-one with the first year in Edwards. Lamrell looking to get it inside to Co. Spacing wasn't great, so they couldn't do so. Anderson uses the Lamrell screen, drives with the left hand. Got a wide open cutter in Lauren Beach over and underneath her head, and Lauren Beach puts it in for her first points of the year. Ozato, one-handed pass. Fondre, who thought about the three-pointer, working on the Co. Grayson Lovett takes advantage of Anderson's aggressiveness, then gets it into Edwards' hands, who have no options. Inside Lynn, wild pinball action as Lauren Beach comes up with it. 4-on-5 the other way in favor of Fairfield. Lamrell trying to go one-on-one, mano-y-mano, un-y-un. One more from Anderson to Sydney Scott. Left wing three-pointer is good. Sydney Scott gets on board. Going the other way off. Ozato's foot, and it's pinball action for both sides here as Von Fleet will check back in. Reddy's going to try to control the offense for Lehigh as Lind will check out. So completely opposite of what we thought. It's off to the races for both teams here to start the half.
And I told you Lehigh was going to come out with a punch, and sure enough, they did. They've cut the lead down a little bit so far, but still now double-digit turnovers for the Mountain Hawks.
Nellie Brown checks in. Wild pass gets into Scott's hands eventually. Brown looking inside for Lauren Beach instead. Back player of the year. Megan Anderson gets her hands on the ball. Sydney Scott, Lauren Beach. Back cut from Anderson. Calls for the ball. Looked like a foul, and that will be confirmed as Fondre came over the back of Anderson, knocked her to the ground. Fondre will pick up her third personal. Christina Pham will check in, the Boston native. Brammer will check back in for the Mountain Hawks. Brammer, the Los Gatos, California native. A lot of experience. She'll be used in a variety of different roles as she has been so far. Fondre will check out with that third foul.
Nellie Brown also checking in as well.
Janelle Brown will be the inbounder. Flair gets it to Megan Anderson. Good defense by the English native Edwards. Pham's got a free lane to the room and misses the easy layup. 5-on-4 transition once again. Goes into 5-on-5 with Pham getting back. Brammer gets the three-pointer and knocks it down and silences the Fairfield crowd. Janelle Brown goes to her counterpart in Pham to start the offense again. Von Fleet guarded by Edwards. Brown on the curl, didn't get it to her. Pham. Von Fleet will go and set the screen after she gives it to Pham. Pham goes to Anderson on a dangerous pass guarded by Brammer. Von Fleet looking to post up. Good defense inside by Grayson Lovett. Janelle Brown one-on-one in the corner with Ozato. Euro step inside, blocked by Ozato. Good defense. Nellie Brown recovers, gets it back, shovel pass. Pham, three-pointer. Too strong off the heel of the backboard. Then Von Fleet gets the rebound. No foul call. We're going up with the left hand. And we go the other way. Wild dribbling from Reddy, but she does control it. 5-on-5. Skip pass over to Ozato. Looking inside to go to Brammer. Instead shields it on the screen, and a good finish on the screen assist from Brammer. Ozato will finish with the right hand. Janelle Brown going the other way. Lehigh's found some momentum. Cut the lead to the halftime break. Megan Anderson goes the other way. Dangerous pass once again. As Ozato couldn't get her hands on it, Janelle Brown will work through the screen. Inside, over the head pass. And Anderson can't finish, gets her own miss temporarily, and an over-the-back call is going to go on Megan Anderson. She'll pick up her second personal, and Fairfield will pick up their second team foul.
Yeah, and Coach Carley not a fan of that call on Megan Anderson. But I will say she should have made that layup. There was a clear path there. She caught the lob, and it was there. So a little bit of a miscue there by the Stags.
Anderson's missed 4 shots to start the second half. Von Fleet will guard full court. Jill Herder will check back in as Brown, on that minutes restriction, will head to the bench. Grayson Level will get it started. Von Fleet will guard 3/4 court, starting on the Stag on the other side of half. And we'll get it going. Love it. 4 dribbles, gets it over to Brammer. Brammer looking for some options. Good defense by Scott. Inside, Fondre gets the crossover on Anderson. Good move. Blocked by Anderson. Last touch by Fondre. It's going the other way.
Great play there by Anderson. Makes up for that miscue on the other end and gets a nice block there and ricochets off of Edwards.
Lamro checks back in for Fairfield. Reddy checks back in for Lehigh. Fondre goes to the bench for Lehigh. Von Fleet goes to the bench for Fairfield. Herder gets it into Lamro to get it going again. 5:06 remaining here in the third quarter. 7-point lead for Fairfield. Lamro gets it to the Boston native and fam. Flare screen, Lamro three-pointer. How about it? Katie Lamro, how about you do it yourself? Elevates the lead to 10. Ready, one-handed bounce pass goes to Lind. Lind looking for options, working on Anderson. Inside, going for Edwards. He's going to drive with the left hand. Good drive, too strong on the shot. Anderson had control of it. Then it tips it over to her counterpart in Lamro. Herder's got numbers, 3-on-2 the other way. Christina Pham from the left-hand corner off the Herder pass. Long rebound goes to Pham. She gets her own miss. Then gets it to Lamro, trying to hit back-to-back three-pointers. Too strong. Anderson the rebound. Trying to get a third shot in this possession. Pham fakes the pass. Gets it to Anderson. How about the third three-pointer? This time, the third time's a charm. As Anderson knocks it down, she's up to 25. Lind going the other way, trying to get Lehigh back in it. Timeout. A.D. Messier, and the momentum is all with Fairfield, as many of the fans are on their feet.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, that was a great little stretch there by the Stags. You know, we got the rebound, pushed off the miss, and 3 offensive rebounds in a row there from the Stags, resulting in ultimately a three-pointer from Megan Anderson. But I like to see the activity from the Stags on the offensive end, specifically on the offensive glass, just because, you know, Lehigh is looking to leak out in transition. As we've talked about, you know, that's their offense. They want to get out in transition. They want to score the ball quickly. And if you make them work harder on the defensive end, it's not going to go well for them.
6-0 run for the Stags in the last 44 seconds. You just can't do that if you're Lehigh. You get the Stags rolling, they are going to score the basketball. If you stop them in their tracks a little bit, get them to miss a couple of shots. But the problem there in the last 44 seconds is the rebounding. You give them 3 chances at a three-pointer, somebody's going to knock it down. All 5 of the women on the floor at that point could shoot the basketball.
Exactly. Yeah, and you know, that's a testament to the depth, honestly, of the Stags, because you know we have so many different shooters all around the floor. Like as Lehigh, you have to be aware of that, and it doesn't matter because it was actually a different shooter on 3 different shooters on that possession with Pham at first, Anderson. So. It's a wealth of talent that we have here in Fairfield.
Absolutely, and the bigger thing that screams at me is that Lehigh has 11 turnovers. That's a lot. You're not even 25. Yeah, you're just above the 25-minute mark in this game, and you already have 11 turnovers. That's going to be a recipe for disaster no matter the team you're playing, but especially a team in Fairfield that can get out in transition, shoot the 3, move the basketball, and move off the basketball. You're in trouble from there.
Yeah, and the other thing that I will mention is, and we've been harping on it, is Fairfield now up to not only forcing Lehigh into double-digit turnovers, they're now also up to double-digit offensive rebounds. So another factor to kind of keep in mind here, because you know that was 3 offensive rebounds alone on that one possession. It's actually 11 now, as the stats have just updated. So you know, if they continue to force them into turnovers, continue to make them work on the defensive end, I feel confident about the Stags.
The assistants for Lehigh, Caitlin Crescencia, Allison Chernow giving directions to their 5. They're going to send out. It'll be Ozano, Levitt, Edwards, Fondre, and I believe that's Lind as well. Fairfield will stick with a very similar 5 they had out on the floor, and Christina Pham, Cyan Coe, Katie Lamro, the Rutgers transfer, Jill Herder, and Sydney Scott. A lot of shooting on the floor. I would argue that 4 out of the 5 can shoot the basketball. For Lehigh, you probably have 3 out of 5, with Edwards and Lind struggling a little bit. However, Lind could turn it on if she can. Lovett will be the inbounder, as she has been the entire night. Pham, once again, will be the defender. 5-on-5 man defense to start it here out of the timeout. Cube setting for Lehigh in the offense. And they will get it into Ozado, who quickly get over to Lind. Short pass to Edwards. Goes through the screen. Offensive foul. Sydney Scott will take it. And we'll go the other way. Lind will pick up her first personal.
And there she is again, Sydney Scott, the energizer on the defensive end for the Stags.
Sydney Scott doing exactly the job she needs to. I believe this is the media timeout here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Just one quick play, a turnover for Lehigh. That's their 12th of the night. Again, not a recipe for success. However, Fairfield's doing things that is out of characteristic, but in a good way. They're moving off the ball a little bit more this second half. They didn't do that much in the first half, and that's getting them opportunities, not only on the offensive side, but their anticipation on the defensive side has put them in positions to be successful.
Absolutely, yeah. And the other thing that I also would like to note is I really like this 5 that we have out there right now, because as you mentioned, 4 out of the 5 can really shoot the ball. But on the other side of things for Lehigh, the other thing that I will say is looking at this box score here, Lind has really been silent so far. Only 4 points, 1 of 5 from the field, and 0 of 2 from 3. Ozato kind of continuing what she did in the Cincinnati game. She had 25 in that game, 18 so far, 100% from 3, and 70% from the field. So a nice game from her so far. And Levette has been also a factor for the Mountain Hawks. But outside of that, not a whole lot coming offensively from this group they have out on the floor right now.
And you talk about Lind. That was actually her exact stat line from the break. She hasn't even attempted a shot in this half. And if you're at A.D. Messier, that's concerning. You're not being able to create opportunities for her to shoot. The spacing's got to be off because she's somebody that shoots the basketball on a consistent clip. And then with Ozato, you're right. She's 7 of 10 from the floor. You got to be really careful. If you're Fairfield with a 13-point lead, you almost want to focus the majority of your attention on her.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And the other thing that I will say is, like a little bit uncharacteristic from Lind. I think, she had high hopes coming into the year. They talked about on the Cincinnati game broadcast that, she had talked with A.D. Messier about, trying to become potentially an all-conference level player in the Patriot League. But a little bit of an uncharacteristic performance so far in her second game in her junior year.
Absolutely. She had 26 in game 1 against Cincinnati, only 4 here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Fairfield will send out Hurdle, who will be the inbounder. Lamro, Pham, Cyenko, Sydney Scott, same 5 that they had after the break. Then you're going to have Ozato, you'll have Fondre, Edwards, Grayson Lovett, who's been great. A lot of her impact tonight has not shown up in the score sheet. And then you'll have Lind, as we've mentioned, has had a quiet night. However, a lot of experience from her. I assume she's going to get a few points here down the stretch.
And Edwards has had a great game as well for
really
Lehigh.
Has.
Yeah, she's been a factor. And there's a reason why she's in right now. She's played now approaching 20 minutes here in this game. And I expect her to probably be in for the majority of the rest of this game.
Agreed. Big impact, also pretty tall as well. Just waiting for ESPN Plus to come back in, and they are here. So Lamro will start with the possession. Lamro finds Herder. Get on the wheel. They'll get it to Lamro. Lamro, one-handed bounce pass. She's done that twice and almost turned it over twice. It's been 2 kickball violations, this time on Fondre. Why? Doesn't make a lot of sense. One-handed passes at this point in the game.
And Coach Carley's telling her, no need to be in a rush here. We have a 13-point lead. Run through the offense, run through your set, and get a good shot.
Lamro, ball screen on the left hip of Ozato from Ko. Looking for Ko inside. Another one-hand pass from Lamro. Pham, two-handed pass over to Herder. She's got a free lane. Goes up with the left. Looked like she was fouled, and she was. Fondre will pick it up. Fondre will get her 4th personal. Teetering on the line as Brammer was going to check in for her after the whistle, and she is in. Fondre's got to go to the bench, and you still got about 13 minutes in this game. That's dangerous if you're Coach A.D. Messier.
Yeah, and I almost going back to the shot attempt there by Herder. I almost feel like she could have gone up there on the right side.
Right.
Yeah, she kind of made that shot a little bit more difficult for herself than she needed to.
She likes shooting free throws, from what I understand.
Yeah, she does. She
knocks down the first.
Yep. Yeah, she's 100% so far. Hopefully I don't jinx her again.
Herder's about to take her second free throw and knocks it down. Logan Rundy with you here at the color. Drew Gay, play-by-play. Been a fun time here so far at Leo D. Mahoney Arena as Ozato puts it down the other way. In between the legs, gets it to Edward, over all the way to Lovett on the left wing in front of the Lehigh bench. Lovett trying to drive with the left hand, one dribble. Lynn trying to get into the action. Lovett, then to Brammer, over to Ozato, who's got 18 tonight, looking for 20 right here. Loses control of the ball. Herder will scoop it. 5-on-3 going the other way. Herder's got to find options. Gets it to Lamro, who's going to go up with the right hand on the left side and knock it in. Stags lead all the way up to 17 now. It's almost getting out of hand if you're the Mountain Hawks. Ozato chest pass. Lynn trying to get on the board once more. And this is another shot. Ozato gets the long rebound. Ozato, one-handed pass to Edwards. Edwards looking inside to Lynn. Didn't find her. Going one-on-one with Herder. Lamro tried to steal it. Good possession from Edwards and lays it up with the right hand. Going the other way with Lamro. She'll be guarded by Lovett. Jill Herder trying to get herself in the mix a little bit more. She's got 9 points so far. Sydney Scott. Back screen from Lamro. Pham trying to get some separation. Good defense from the Mountain Hawks. 15 to shoot. 2:40 left on the game clock. Ko at the top of the key going on the smaller Lynn. Back cut by Lamro is pretty. Lays it up for the reverse on the right-hand side. Good off-ball movement. Leads to 2 more Stags points. Going the other way is Ozato. Ozato gets it. Brammer, Lovett trying to find Lind inside. Sets the screen. Not good spacing from Mountain Hawks. You have 3 people. Blocked by Lamro on the 3-point attempt. Ko slows it down. Gets it to the point guard. Pham, who doesn't see Brammer coming behind. Good control. Going to go 4-on-4 in the half court. Pham having a little trouble controlling it. However, settles it down, gets it to Lammer, who's going to drive on Lovett. Gets some space, decides not to take the shot. Sydney Scott goes all the way to the other wing to Pham, who's on the left wing. Pham trying to get involved a little bit more. She's had a good night so far off the bench with 5 points. Lamro uses the Herter screen. Herter rolls right off it. It's a long 2, not good. And Ozada will push the other way. 1:49 remaining in the third quarter. Stags hold a 17-point lead. Edwards, head fake. Herter trying to stick with her and does a good job. That'll be a long 2 as well from the corner from Lynn, but too strong. Sydney Scott making another impact play. And that will be a foul on Edwards, and I think she got away with a couple of elbows, and that will go the other way.
Yeah, that got a little dirty there for a second, but I will say credit to Sydney Scott again. I mean, she's just the enforcer on the defensive end. Excellent box out from her, leading to that rebound and foul going the other way for the Stags.
How about this line change? Herter's the only Stag that stays on the floor. Anderson, Beach, Janelle Brown, Van Fleet are back on the floor. Then you'll have some substitutions on the other side as well. For the first time tonight, Mirto Leonati will check in for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks, the first year from Athens. Anderson looking to drive. Thought of the back cut by Lauren Beach. Herter elevates for 3, heavily contested off the heel. Lauren Beach gets the rebound, controls it to Von Fleet. Von Fleet double teamed for a second, then goes back to 5-on-5 and the right wing. Janelle Brown at the top, one more to Anderson. Brown's going to set that screen, makes the contact. Megan Anderson at the top, working on Grayson Lovett. Picked up the dribble, skips it over to Brown. Nice crossover, jump step inside Von Fleet, and beautiful offense if you're Fairfield.
First points of the season for first points of her Fairfield career for Van Fleet.
Absolutely, Von Fleet gets you on the board. On the other side, Reddy gets it to the freshman from Greece, Leonati. Drop step from Edwards. Pretty move. Couldn't get the finish, though, as Jill Herter gets the other way. Jill Herter looking for some space. Picked up all the way from the English woman in Leah Edwards. Herter looking for options. Loses her dribble. Gets it to the right wing with Lauren Beach. 33 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Gets it in Von Fleet. And the foul will be on the floor. That'll go on Ojano. Ojano will pick up her first personal. And that'll be 2 shots.
Yeah, and Van Fleet back to the line, looking to add to her first points of the season.
Von Fleet, 1 for 2 from the floor. Just got that layup, as Drew mentioned. 2 offensive rebounds and an assist. So she's making impacts and other facets of the game as well.
Yeah, and I will say one of the things that I've noticed on her end, a little bit dissimilar to Christina Pham, is she's just been a little bit timid to start off the season.
Sure.
But I think, she's a freshman. It's growing pains. She's from overseas. She's from the Netherlands. So she'll find her way, and I'm confident that she's going to make a serious impact on this team.
Agreed. Von Fleet splits the 2, as Drew mentioned, from Barendrecht, Netherlands. First-year student. Jill Herter will pick up Reddy, who will control it. She'll hold for the last shot. There's 23 seconds on the game clock. 69-49. The Stags have ballooned their lead to 20. 18, 17, 16, now in 15. It goes into number 15, Tamsin Ozano. Leonardi trying to get it outside to Ozano. Good defense. It will stay here. Looked like it went off Ozano. Janelle Brown wants a review. Coach Carly Thibault-Dudonis is thinking about it. They only have about 10 seconds. Blake Dudonis is at the iPad looking to review the call. They got to do it quick, and the review will come. It will be a timeout called by Fairfield. It will be a challenge to look at the play. 10.3 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. I'm pretty sure they're going to win this one.
Oh, I totally agree, and I honestly, I think Blake might have even saw me from over here, because we're
spinning the circles.
We're standing right here, and I can see that it absolutely went off Ozado, so this is definitely going to go back to the Stags.
Crazier things have happened, but I do agree it will stay with the Stags. If it doesn't, you have 10.3 seconds. I would think they're going to take all 10.3 seconds just to control the game a little bit more.
Yep.
However, if you are Fairfield, you got to just be content with them taking a shot. You can't take any of these cheap fouls here and there, because that'll damage a lot of the team momentum going into that fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I just think that this matchup for the Mountain Hawks is very much different from the Cincinnati team that they played at Cincinnati. It's just a different kind of pace of play, and it's a tough matchup, as I mentioned. We play similarly to them, and that plays into our favor, especially at home. But honestly, especially I agree with you. I think we're going to probably hold for the last shot here once we get the ball back. If this lead continues to balloon, I'd really like to see Julia Carpel get into the game. I'd love to see Selene get into the game, potentially even Kiara Gregory. It'd be nice to see some of these other players get in.
I've said this before. I'm really surprised Carpel has not gotten in here.
Yeah.
Although I do trust Coach Carly Thibault Dudonis. She must have a plan for them.
Yeah.
One of the things that we talked about is transition all day. And you are participating in the practices, but when I've had the look, they do this trail. That's you pretty much, you run the 5-on-5 set in the half court, and then everybody races into pretty much 5-on-5 play. I think that's really, you've seen the effects of that tonight because it's happened on multiple occasions.
Absolutely, yeah. And, as I had mentioned, both teams like to play in transition, but they do it kind of in a dissimilar way. The Lehigh Mountain Hawks, they like, as we've talked ad nauseum about so far in this broadcast, they're looking to drive in transition. Stags, not all the time are we looking to drive. If it's there, obviously, but as we have lots of different shooters on this team. So as you kind of talked about there with the trailing, we're looking for threes as well in transition.
Stags win the challenge, get a big fist bump from assistant coach Blake Dudonis. Anderson will be the inbounder. Looks like a little bit of confusion from Lehigh. They're in a 2-set here, which will be, I believe it's a 2-3 zone defense that they're going to throw out here. Going to be interesting. Or a 1-1-3. It's a little interesting. They'll go, they're going to trap it right at the top. It's a 2-3 defense in the zone. Anderson, great pass from Janelle Brown over the head. Knocks it down. The zone doesn't work. And Janelle Brown with an excellent pass to Anderson, who now has 28 points. The hoist at the end of the buzzer by Ozadu. Not good. Not something you see every day is zone defense anymore. They went to a 2-3 set with a trap on the left side. I like the attempt at it. However, when you have this many three-point shooters, zone may not be the best option.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with the decision there by Coach Masir to end the quarter. But Stags in front, 3 at this point in the game. And as I said, expect to see some. They're probably going to start the starters to start this quarter, or maybe stick kind of with that lineup that they had in the game. But expect to see some of the bench, the end of the bench, come into the game.
Yeah, you'd love to see that. If not only just for this game, you just want to see them play. For Fairfield fans that aren't around the university and the team every day, you want to see what you're looking for at the bench in case something were to happen during the year. If you're Fairfield, it's a great end to the corner. You ended the last 5 minutes on an 18-2 run. You really can't ask for much more if you're Coach Carly Thibault Dudonis and that coaching staff for Fairfield.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I'm very pleased with how we talked about it at the open of this half. I think that we knew that Lehigh was going to come out with a punch, and they did, and we weathered the storm. So I'm very pleased to see how we've responded in this third quarter.
Yeah, it's a great third quarter, and it's a quarter that the Stags have really struggled with in the past years. For example, last year you really thought that the third quarter was kind of that downfall quarter. They had a great first half. They lost it a little bit in the third quarter, and then they just won games in the fourth quarter. But in the first 2 games, the first game against Villanova and the first 3 quarters here, it's just been a full package deal.
Yeah, it really has. And this is what we talked about. This is Stags basketball. I told you in the open of the game itself. If we can spray out and get threes, we're shooting. 44% from 3. So if you make 11 threes, I think you're going to be okay.
33 out of the 72 points have been from beyond the arc. Gotten to the line a couple times as well. Good Fairfield basketball. However, let's give credit to Lehigh. They have not given up in this game so far. They're within striking distance, but the way they can shoot the ball, when you have Lind out there, you have Ozano, who are 2 prolific scorers. Although Lind hasn't had it tonight, you never know what she can turn on here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think Lehigh's going to come out and try and make this one last-ditch effort to see if they can get back into this game. So we'll see what happens here.
10 minutes to decide the result in this game. Fondre Lind. You'll have Ozado, Brammer, and then Grayson Lovett, as she's been doing all night, will be the inbounder. If you're Fairfield, you're just waiting for ESPN Plus here, so we'll give you the lineups as well. We'll get you Christina Pham, who's been guarding Lovett for the majority of the time she's been in. The Rutgers transfer, Jill Herder, is in the lineup. Lamro, Anderson, and then the defensive stopper in Lauren Beach. Getting loud here for the final 10 minutes. Stags lead 72-49, 23-point advantage for Fairfield into the fourth quarter. Not something you see all that often. 23 points. Like I said, they usually keep it close for 3 quarters and then explode in the fourth. However, it's been a little different here tonight. Ozano will get it started. Lind, illegal screen was set on Beach, no call. Instead, the call is going to be granted on the shot by Lind on the drive. Lamro not happy about it. 100% a foul, though, I would say.
Definitely a foul there. A little bit of a hard fall there from Lind. But interesting that Coach Messier comes out with a set to get Lind involved right off the bat here to start off the fourth quarter.
Lind gets a shot up. You're right. One of the things I've seen is there's 19 assists on Fairfield field goals so far. That is an astronomically high number.
Yep. So Lind, as we talked about, 1 for 7 from the field, but 2 for 2 so far from the line. So she knocks down the first here, but she's shooting pretty well from the free throw line, and that's where a good majority of her points came from in their first game against Cincinnati.
Knocks down both free throws. Game leaders, Megan Anderson has 28 points, and you have Ozado with 18 for Lehigh. Jill Herter looking to drive on Lind. Lamro, over the head pass to Pham. 5-on-5 set now back for Lehigh after that zone to end the quarter. Herter gets a wide open three-point look off the heel. Long rebound does go to Lamro. They'll reset. Guarded by Grayson Levitt with 9:33 remaining. Herter looked at a three again. Going to get Lamro involved instead and set the screen. Lamro refuses the screen. Bounce pass on the back cut by Anderson. Rolls around and off the top of the rim. Anderson had it. Then it goes to Beach. His hand slips. Pham, left wing three-pointer. Knocks it down. Christina Pham has been absolutely monumental with 8 points off the bench. Love it. Looking to answer with a three. Decides not to shoot it. Lind will shoot it instead of the top. In and out. Just been that type of night for her. Anderson corrals it after almost stolen by Brammer. 4-on-3 in favor of the Mountain Hawks. We'll slow it down to play 5-on-5 in the half court. Anderson at the top looking for a screen. Herta will reset. Anderson will set the screen as she passed it to Pham. On the roll. Anderson looking on the back cut. Left hand layup. Going to force a foul. That'll go on Brammer. Brammer will pick up her first personal.
Yeah, and that was kind of an odd sort of sequence there from the Stags. I honestly think that Meg went up at that and got fouled, but if you look back at the replay here, I think Beach was kind of wide open there underneath the basket. But regardless, nonetheless, Stags get to the line here.
Good off-ball movement and ball movement leads to good things. Sydney Scott will check in for Herter. Then Edwards will check in for Brammer, who just picked up her first personal. Anderson looking for her 29th point and gets it.
Yeah, and she's been shooting 77.5 from the line so far this season. But knocks down both here, and she is
30.
Yeah, and she is 2 of 2 from the line tonight.
30 points for Megan Anderson after a 35 performance against Villanova in Game 1. A screen will be called. Looks like it's going to be called on Lamro once again. It's the second time she's been tied up. If you're Katie Lamro, she's been great so far in just keeping her composure. You got to finish that out for the last 8 minutes and 43 seconds.
Yeah. And now we have Reddy checking into the game for Ozado. She kind of came down a little gingerly off that screen that Landy kind of blew up and fouled her on there.
Ozado looking like she's a little bit shaken up, but does not that she's okay. Reddy will take the inbounding pass as Ozado will work with the trainer here. Anderson almost gets the steal on Fondre. 2-on-1 underneath the hoop. Fondre looking to drive. Got to kick it. Goes up instead. Wild circus shot. Misses, and Anderson looks to push. Gets it to Lamro. 5-on-5 in the half court. Outside, Pham looking to have her third three-pointer, and how about it? Your Leo D. Mahoney Arena debut. You got 11 points on the board. Reddy gets it to Edwards, trying to answer. Blocked by Anderson. Oh, the foul, and she doesn't like it. I do think she got a little bit of the wrist, but again, that's just all that momentum with Fairfield right now.
Yeah, and you know what? I will tell you what I am absolutely loving what I'm seeing right now from Christina Pham. She is, as we talked about, she is on the scouting report, shooter.
Indeed.
And then that is exactly what she has done so far in this fourth quarter.
Looks like Anderson and Lamro will go to the bench. I would assume their day is done. Cheyenne Coe is checked in, as Von Fleet is checked in as well. A little bit younger of a lineup. The oldest person on the floor is the graduate student from Medway, Mass. That's Lauren Beach. Sydney Scott, the senior, is on there as well. However, you have a sophomore and 2 first-year students that are here in the late stages of the game here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. Edwards misses the second of 2, and Coe will get the rebound and go to Pham, who's going to facilitate probably for the last 8 minutes and 12 seconds. Don't expect to see Janelle Brown again. Miscommunication. Scott was looking to get the ball from Pham, however, got lucky and got Edwards on the deflection.
Yeah, a little bit of an errant pass there from Pham, but I like this lineup because I think it gives her an opportunity to kind of be the point person as the point guard, which is a role that I think she's going to have on this team, so she needs to learn how to play it.
Von Fleet, the inbounder to Pham. Grayson Levitt, 1-on-1. Pham, nasty crossover, gets inside. Skip pass over to Von Fleet, who launches the left wing three-pointer off the iron, but Beach gets the rebound. Sydney Scott. Pham launches again. I thought the house was going to go down. if that shot went in, Sydney Scott, great hustle, but good Lord, is Christina Pham, number one, a prolific shooter, and she is not afraid to shoot it at all.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, this coaching staff, they love her because she is green light every single time she catches it.
Ready will start it for the Mountain Hawks. Edwards, love it. Fondre comes from that post spot up to the top of the key. Edwards looking for three. Defense by Nurse Beach. Edwards trying to back down Beach. Looking for an option. No movement, though, from Lehigh. Hoisted three from Fondre off the heel. Sydney Scott competes for it. Last touch by Leonardo, who just checked in. Carpel, as we've mentioned, will check in for the first time this season. The prolific three-point shooter. Lauren Beach, his day is done.
And I expect Carpel will probably play the rest of this game.
I would agree with you. 7:29. I don't expect too many substitutions from Fairfield. Fairfield will run that one play. We'll just set the back screen and get a three-point shooter open. That is Carpel in this situation. Carpel puts it on for two dribbles. Three. Picks it up for the fourth. Bounce pass over to Pham on the right wing. Carpel sets the screen. Filet. Von Filet. Pham. Crossover. Two more. Knocked away by Edwards. Fight on the floor between Pham and Edwards. Edwards wins that battle, and it's with Leonardi. One-handed bounce pass going to Reddy the other way. Looking to go in transition. Reddy loses it. Good defense by Carpel. Skip pass to the left wing from the right corner to Fondre, who drives. The blocking foul will go on Ko. Cyan Ko will pick up her first personal.
Yeah, and Fondre's been very active and aggressive so far in this quarter. She's been catching it a lot and going right towards the rim, which I feel like we didn't see this sort of aggressiveness in the first couple quarters of this game.
Lind Ozato will check back in. Grayson Lovett will get a well-deserved break, as well as Reddy will sit down as well. Inbounder is Leonardi. Leonardi looking for options. 3-2, gets it in. Lind looking for options. Gets off balance. Fondre on the right wing. Too strong. She's missed every three-pointer tonight. That's going to be a foul as Lind took one across the face. The foul will go on Scott. Scott will pick up her third personal. That'll match her point total as well. She's knocked down a three-pointer.
Yes, City has struggled a little bit in this game, but I will say that her defensive impact has not gone unnoticed, I will say.
Absolutely, and the energy I thought has been great. She's been hustling after those long three-point misses. I've really liked Sydney Scott's aggression in this game and doing things that I didn't think she really did last year. She has a full package game now.
Yeah.
Great shooter last year, really putting it all together so far in the first two games.
She is really the energizer for this team.
Christina Pham will control the point guard spot with 6:42 remaining, 80-54 bludgeoning of Lehigh. The Stags are up big time. Cole, beautiful pass and finish from Vonville. Picks up another assist. And then you'll have Ozato who pushes it the other way. Ozato gets it to Fondre. Cole gets back in defense. Stout that is. Fade away. No good. Scott will get it and get it to Pham. They're pushing once more even though they're up 28 points. Pham outside. Carpel. Three-pointer. Oh, in and out off of Ozato. Ko didn't like the call, and the referees feel as if it's Lehigh's basketball, and the ball last deflected off of Ko.
I really wanted to go down for Julia.
I wanted it for her. I wanted it for her. Ozato, Lovett's going to check in here at the next stoppage. Lind, then you'll have Edwards. Edwards is looking for Lind, couldn't get it. Good deny by Pham down low. Forces the errant pass. That play was all Christina Pham, and the ball never got to the girl she was guarding.
And again, going back to the stats we've been talking about tonight, that was the 15th turnover for Lehigh.
15 turnovers in just over 35 minutes. Pham, Vonville, Carpel, Ko, Sydney Scott, Leonardi, Edwards, Lind, Lovett, and Ozato. Three-pointer from Sydney Scott, no good. Her shooting struggles continue as Lind pushes the other way. Ozato on her right. Vonville goes for the steal and gets burned. Lind looking for options, gets it over to the corner. Edwards gets Carpel to close out too heavy. Inside, Edwards, too strong from Lind as Cyan Ko will get it back in Christina Pham's hands as the clock ticks right underneath the 5.5-minute mark. Pham, spider dribble, then tries to find some options outside. Carpel, not a good pass, so Julia Carpel could not shoot that ball. Sydney Scott trying to get Carpel open. She shoots again. Too short. Ko with the hustle, knocks it down and gets it to the corner. She gets the dribble back. Carpel looking for options. Looks like they're running a lot of sets for Carpel, trying to get her on the board here. Instead, they go to Vonville. Cyan Ko with a beautiful back cut. Fairfield basketball at its finest.
Cyan Ko has had a great game tonight, I will say. It might not be showing up on the scoring sheet, but she has really made an impact on this game.
Cyan Ko, 10 points. Addie Messier will take a timeout. And we are 4:54 The lead has absolutely multiplied up to 30 points so far. One person we haven't seen that I would love to see is Selen Yusan, the first-year student from Istanbul, Turkey. She played for the Turkish national team, where she averaged 7 points on almost 10 rebounds a game. I wonder if they put her in now. Is this the point where you clear out the benches, or is it a point where you just try to get some rhythm with the people on the floor?
Yeah, I could very well see them putting her into the game. I could also see them putting in Kiara Gregory, the redshirt freshman. Yep, and so she is indeed checking into the game, as Logan just pointed out to me. But one of the things that I wanted to harp on again is this really emergence of a just solidified, solid game from Cyan Co. I think that she has really solidified herself as our true fifth starter for this team. She is a legit post player, and she is now nearing back-to-back double-doubles so far this season.
She has her role, and she knows that role. We're friends with her. We've been able to talk to her, and she knows exactly what her role is. She's not out there to light it up. She's out there to do the things that she's good at, which is rebounding, getting a couple points, and just seeing the floor as she does. It's going to be a really young lineup from both sides to finish this game here. Looks like Hurt is going to check in. Mihanis, who has not got a lot of run here in the second half, will check in. Lovett. Fondre, Ozana will check in. On the other side, it's Pham, Vonville, Gregory, Carpel. The fifth individual, I believe, is going to be Cyan Co, and it is. So again, a lot of youth on the floor. You have, for Fairfield, you have 3 sophomores and 2 first-year students. And then on the other side of it, Lehigh, you do have some seniority. However, you do have a couple of young individuals on the floor as well with Brammer. She's out there. You have Mihanis is out there, but then you have that experience from Ozado, and then you have Fondre out there as well. I believe Grayson Lovett will be the inbounder. She's all smiles. Leo Mahoney Arena's been popping tonight.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It really has. The other thing that I would like to also note is I forgot about is potentially we could see Jalen Sackrider also get into this game tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
maybe in the last couple.
Yeah, two more players in Selen and Jalen Sackrider that could definitely see a little bit of run at the end of this game.
Kiara Gregory is going to check in for the first time in her Fairfield career. She came here actually last semester in January. However, she did redshirt that semester. A little bit different. You don't see that very often, but she was practicing. She's been practicing this year. One of the things she's fantastic at is that speed and that jump shot, especially in the mid-range, is absolutely electric. So we'll see if we see a little bit of that during these 4 minutes and 54 seconds.
Yeah, and honestly, with the lineup we have on the floor right now for the Stags, what I talked about in the open, who knows? Maybe we could see 100 points from the Stags tonight.
You think so? We need 16 in 4 minutes and 54 seconds.
It's very much possible.
Cole playing a little bit of defensive end. Fondre is the receiver over the top. Tough foul call. That's going to go on Co. Co will pick up her second personal of the night. She's had 10 points, as you've mentioned. It's really interesting. Fairfield is so into it, and they're up 30 points. I think that just speaks volumes to what this coaching staff has instilled in them in the offseason and here in Game 2.
And I would totally agree. This is the mentality that Coach Carly has instilled in all these players, and this is what we have come to expect from the Lady Stags.
Fondre shoots the second. She knocks down both. She's been good tonight. Really been that engine for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. She has 4 points, but she's made impacts in other areas of the game. I believe Co is going to be shaken up here. Maybe a misstep on the side. Going to be a substitution here for Fairfield, and Yusan will check back in to the game for the first time as a Fairfield Stag. Selen Yusan, the first year from Istanbul, Turkey. Really young lineup here. All first-year students, with the exception of Carpel. Gregory will control. Then Fondre guards Vonville. Vonville gets it to Gregory. It's guarded by Uzado. Pham looking for 3. She's going to shoot it from the right wing. Too strong. Rebound goes to Ozado. Ozado pushes. Gregory will pick her up right after the halfway line. And Yusan will take the foul. And that'll be her first personal.
Yeah, and I'm interested in, here we go. Yep, Jalen Sackrider's checking into the game, but I'm a little bit, I don't know exactly what happened there with Co. It seems like maybe something leg related.
Almost ankle related.
Yeah, it was very much like a non-contact thing. It initially looked like she was like holding her shoulder, and I was a little confused, but yeah, it looks like maybe like something ankle related, but I think she's okay.
As Mijanes takes her first free throw, she'll knock it down. The first action for Jalen Sackrider, the graduate student from Elma, Washington. She played at the D3 level at Evergreen State, and this was one of the Fairfield staff's acquisitions in the offseason. She had 94 starts and 96 appearances. CCC co-defensive player of the year last year. She had 12.8 points on 8.9 rebounds. Simply said, she can ball.
She can, absolutely.
Kiara Gregory will get the inbound pass from Sackrider. 4:20 left to go here in the game. 24 on the shot clock. Fam double teamed, trying to find some options. Finds Carpel. Pointing a three-point shooter, makes a good play to get it out to Sackrider for three in the left corner. In and out. Carpel trying to tap it around, but Fondre is just a little bit taller. Ozato will push the other way after the pass from Fondre. Ozato, one-handed pass to Fondre, guarded by Gregory. Outside, Yusan will guard ready. Overhead pass goes to Hurt. Three-pointer from Mijanes. And Fondre is down with a knee injury, and she is in excruciating pain.
Yeah, that did not look good.
We're going to take some attention off the play here a little bit. 84-58 advantage for Fairfield. That's a 26-point advantage if my math does serve, which I believe it does. It's been a complete game. You mentioned 100. They probably will not get there.
Yeah.
Just with the 16 points and the amount of minutes that are needed, as Fondre is going to go to her feet as the Fairfield faithful gives her a round of applause. It's just been dominant.
Yeah.
Ever since that run by Megan Anderson, that 8-0 run at the end of the half, Lehigh has no answers for Fairfield.
Yeah, I think that honestly, Lehigh's last sort of punch in this game was at the beginning of the third quarter, and as we mentioned, Fairfield weathered it, and they haven't looked back, and so I think this is honestly going back to what we were talking about with some of the reserves. I think this is a really good opportunity, and I'm seeing assistant coach Eric Johnson still standing up with 3:49 left, and we're up 26, but he's still coaching because he knows how important these minutes are for these reserves.
Absolutely. It's great to get some experience at the end of the game. A little update on Fondre. She could not put any pressure on that foot. She has been carried back to the locker room. Yusan looking for options. Shovel pass to Pham. Good movement from Pham. All the way out. Carpel's given too much space. You just can't give her that. Left wing three-pointer. Good. 87 points. Fairfield faithful is on their feet and loving it. Osato pushing the other way behind the back dribble on the pesky defense from Gregory. Carpel, good defense as well. Yusan gives her Leonati a little bit of space inside. Sackrider, Mijanes outside, ready three-pointer. Too strong. Yusen gets her first ever stat as a rebound is in the books for her. Gregory goes the other way. Right-hand dribble, looking for options. Yusan's got to space the floor, and she does. Gregory finds Carpel. No sets, just 5-on-5, pure offense. Gregory sets a back screen for Pham. Yusan got it at the top. Sackrider's going to curl. Didn't get it to her. Got to get the ball moving a little bit. And that ball is going to be saved from the backcourt, but it is out of bounds. Errant pass from Yusan goes to Christina Pham. Knocked it out of bounds right in front of Celebrity Row, we'll call it.
Yeah, and I think Selene could have thrown that into Jalen. I think she was open there. I would have liked to see Jalen get a post touch there.
Coach Messier dipping into her bench a little bit. The inbound will come from Sibel Zambi, the sophomore from Plano, Texas. She's in her 8th career game for Lehigh. Zambi up top to Mijanes. Inside. Hurt looking to get on the board. Yusan gets called for the foul. Looked like a block. But Yusan will pick up her second personal in her time on the floor so far. Fairfield has used every available option tonight.
Yeah, that's actually what I was going to bring up is we went, what is that, 12 deep tonight?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe it's close.
Yeah, that's good stuff from the Stags because, we talked about a little bit going into that Villanova game. We weren't super healthy. And so, increasing the rotation to 12 people in this game from 7 is a great sign for the Stags.
Gregory goes to Carpel with 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Good flare screen. Gregory had a shot opportunity, didn't take it. Pham, Carpel, back screen from Sackrider. Carpel can't see over the taller defender and Katie Hurt. Up top, Gregory, good screen by Yusan. Spaces, uses the screen. Outside, Carpel, no separation, good rotation from Leonati. Sackrider couldn't handle the feisty pass from Carpel. Zambi from the other end, great defense. She had that one eyed up as Sackrider gets the block. How about two? How about 2 blocks from Sackrider? That's defense, baby. As Jalen Sackrider making an impact already, and she's only been in for a minute.
Yeah, and you talked about it. Defensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year in her conference in Division III. So she's got some skill there on the defensive end.
She can ball.
Yeah,
How about
absolutely.
That? Fairfield will check in. Christina Pham gets a well-deserved applause as she checks out with an excellent night with 11 points. Ready? Gets it to Hurt. Looking for options. Miscommunication between Leonardi and Hurt. And the Stags have a 27-point lead with 1:56 remaining. Yusun will be the inbounder. Gregory will be picked up by Zambi at half court. And another 2-3 zone. This is a complete zone coverage. It's man-to-man on the bottom. Then you're going to have zone up top. Now 5-on-5 zone inside. Looking for Yusun. Knocked away by Mijanes. Interesting defensive set from Lehigh. You're in a hybrid, so that's when you have the zone.
Yeah.
On one side of the floor, you have the man coverage with the ball carrier. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Stags get Sackrider the ball here.
Instead, they get it to Gregory from Von Ville. Yusen uses the screen. Gregory looking for her first points. Fadeaway, too. Wild shot. Couldn't get it. Looked like Sackrider was undercut. Gregory gets the rebound, and the foul will be called. That'll go on Leonardi. Leonardi will pick up her first personal. And Gregory has a chance.
Yeah, a chance for her first career points as a Fairfield Stag.
Absolutely. Great free throw shooter so far. A little bit about Gregory. Her high school career was just straight up dominant. Fort Erie International Academy and Become One program. That's where she comes from. Canadian BioSteel All-Canadian MVP, not just once but twice. She scored 123 points, 41 assists, 32 steals. How many games do you think that was?
20?
12 games those stats come from.
Wow.
Ready will get it going, and the points are on the board. Gregory gets one out of the two. She has scored her first career point in a Fairfield uniform. Zambi gets it to Reddy in the corner. Good defense by Gregory. One-handed pass to Reddy. Goes to Mijanes, who thought about three-pointer. Skipped all the way to Zambi in the right-hand corner. Too strong. Gregory gets a good rebound, and will control the pace for the final minute and 10 seconds here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. And an absolute bludgeoning by the Stags against the team from Pennsylvania. Inside, Von Ville got options. Instead, decides to back down Zambi with the left hand in and out. Good idea. Zambi will get the rebound, and she'll go the other way, running the point. 5-on-5 transition. Leonardi takes her first shot. Too short, all air, and the Fairfield faithful let her know about it as Gregory goes the other way with 47 seconds left. Gregory looking for options. Carpel looking for her second three-pointer. Not even close as it goes off the front iron and goes out of bounds. Lehigh basketball. The start the buses chant, although disrespectful, has rattled through Leo D. Mahoney Arena. It's a 28-point game with 39 seconds remaining. Although you got to give Lehigh a lot of credit. After a great win against Cincinnati, they came in here and competed for 2.5 quarters.
They did.
And just Fairfield got too hot offensively, and that's happened to not just Lehigh. Hurt put it on the moves on Carpel. Doesn't get anywhere with it, though. Mijanes, one more. Leonardi, another three-point opportunity. Too strong. Battle for the rebound. Goes to these Ville for a second. Batted around. Hurt with the rebound. Von Ville with the block and the score. Cyan Coe back on the Fairfield bench, but she has a wrap over her brace and left foot. That's coming from Andrew Jameson, head station manager over at Fairfield University. 3, 2, 1, and the Fairfield faithful on their feet. Home opener. Check that one off. That's in the books. Fairfield has beaten 2 quality non-conference opponents, one from the Patriot League, one in the Big East. Got to be happy if you're Coach Carly Thibault Dudons.
Yeah, and as you said, Coach Carly has to be happy going 2-0 into this tournament. Looking ahead, they're playing in the WBCA tournament in Las Vegas, which I will be joining them for.
Oh yeah,
which I'm very excited about.
How about you give me some love, huh?
Great job tonight by Mr. Rundy. Pleasure to join you tonight.
It's been a fun time. And before we wrap it up, I think we should go over some things. We're gonna have some time here. One of the things I really want to mention, right? Fairfield had their foot on the gas for all 40 minutes. It's not something we saw last year, if we're being completely honest. There would be moments where you put on the gas and then they slam the brakes for like 10 minutes, then they come back, slam the gas again. The first 2 games have been nothing but consistent.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, nothing but consistent. We've talked about this. Going 2-0, going into this Vegas tournament was a huge deal for them. And I'm glad that they did that. Honestly.
So this you're right. The Stags will travel to Las Vegas, Nevada on Wednesday Then they'll have 2 games there, one against 11th-ranked UNC. That'll be the challenge probably of the year, if I'm going to guess. Then you'll see South Florida as well. But 2 quality opponents on the road. Look, crazier things have happened. Beating top opponents in college basketball in the last 2 years, there's been a lot of upsets. Looking ahead for Fairfield, you put together 2 games, quality opponents, then you have an ACC opponent that's top 20 in the country. How do you put it together against them?
Well, I think what has to happen is a lot of what we've seen so far this season, which is weathering the storm. They're taking what the defense is giving them on offense and doing an excellent job offensively. We saw 75 points against a Big East quality opponent, a Power 5 opponent, and then almost 90 points against probably one of the better mid-major teams in the country.
Then on Lehigh's side of things, you're going to travel back home for your first game of the year. And I think if you're Lehigh, it's a well-deserved back home stay. You go to a really tough place in Cincinnati to play. You come here to Fairfield, which you wouldn't think if we talked to you 4 years ago, they would be here in a really tough place to play. However, it really is now. They'll host LaSalle on Tuesday, November 11th. That's an opponent that I expect them to beat the doors off of. They have been really good. Losing by 28 on the road to this Stags team, who's this, honestly, electric, is not that bad. The score, I think, doesn't really indicate what really happened tonight.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you. I think that, as you mentioned, I think they stayed competitive with them for over 50% of the game. I would say, but it's just we've talked about how potent this offense is, and you add some of these pieces in tonight with Christina Pham, Nellie Brown coming back tonight. A very balanced scoring attack, I would say, for the Stags tonight.
Who's going to stop Megan Anderson, by the way?
I know.
65 points in the first 2 games.
Yeah.
That's a 32.5 average.
Yeah.
If I don't know, I'm not the mathematician in the world.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's very good.
32.5 points, 2 games. Stags got their hands full in Las Vegas. The Mountain Hawks will have their handful with LaSalle. 2 great opponents. A beautiful Saturday night here in Fairfield. Parting words?
Nothing much. Go Stags.
Logan Rundy, Drew Gray with you here on this beautiful Saturday night. And as Fairfield students, beautiful Saturday night with a win too. How about that?
Yeah.
88-60, the final here at Leo D. Mahoney Arena. The Stags will come back to Leo D. Mahoney Arena to play New Haven for game number 5 after their trip to Las Vegas. Logan Rundy, Drew Gray, it's been an absolute pleasure. Have a good night. And as always, go Stags.
Peace out.